Hey guys, Dark Humility here. You can always catch me at www.twitch.tv/Dark Humility. 6 to 7 days a week for variety Diablo 2 content. Today, we're going over the Season 3 PD2 patch notes for closed beta. And some of these things, of course, won't stick till the end of beta at all. I plan on testing everything, testing all 7 characters, mostly late game testing. That's what I'm mostly interested in. And it just launched out, so we're going to start testing things right this second very soon. But before we do that, we have to read the changes to know what to test. We have played almost every build and every character in the previous season, so we kind of already know where everything was at. So knowing where things are going and where things are at is very important. Hope you guys enjoy this review. Let's go, Season 3. So let's talk about each of the changes as we go down. This is a huge list of changes. They did a ton of work. I'd like to say just thank you again to Senpai Something and his team for the enormous amount of work they put into this. It absolutely looks insane. So let's go over the patch notes and then let's start testing. Let's see. I'm going to give my thoughts in general. I've played this game a ton. I've played PD2 Season 1, Season 2 a ton. So I kind of know where some of the deficiencies are at, maybe where some of the items could use some work. I had, of course, along with the community, produced a massive feedback document before addressing things that the community maybe might want to change and things that I thought would be a great idea. And you know what? I haven't seen all these patch notes yet, but from what I've seen in the developer streams, a lot of those changes were implemented, including tons of other amazing changes that I never even thought of, and other people hadn't thought of course, when I was gathering that feedback. So, crazy stuff in general. Let's start talking about them in order. Let's go. All right. So we have closed beta tentative patch notes. It is like 40 pages. All right. Act 1 mercenaries can cast strafe. I think that's amazing because they never did damage, even when you can give them useful auras and items before. Being able to do useful things and useful damage is amazing. That's definitely something that Act 1 mercenaries definitely need on the surface. Obviously, we're going to test all this stuff, but that's very good. Stackable items now stack automatically with each other when transferring between inventories. That is the best. That means that when you move an item, like let's say you have like a stack of jaw runes in your stash and you have some in your inventory, when you automatically use the hotkey function to move them into the stash, they'll automatically stack. Which is that is one of the major things I wanted to see get done in that feedback document, and it happened. Act 3 mercenaries have been reworked to now have scaling elemental mastery that also provides life after each kill. That means that Act 3 mercenaries are going to be able to survive, and it also means that they're going to be able to potentially do damage. That's huge as well. It's kind of the same thing with the Act 1 mercenaries with the strafe thing. And giving them Pierce means they're actually going to do damage even in Hell as well. So that's amazing stuff. Looking forward to testing this, actually. So this is another one of those things on the feedback document, along with those that a lot of people in the community wanted to see improved, was the Act 3 Mercenary. Just to let you guys know, I have not seen 100% of these patch notes. I popped in the stream earlier and saw a few of them, but I'm kind of just going through them all, and we're going to provide our commentary and start testing. We're already in the game, so as long as the server doesn't crash, I think we're fine. I think there might be some bugs just out the gate, but that's normal, so they'll fix them. Alright. Act 3 mercenary skills have been changed in their AR rework. Awesome. Fire mercenaries now cast Meteor and Fireball. Excellent damage skills. Ice Blast and Blizzard. Excellent damage skills. And Lightning and Static Field. Immediately what I think from a couple of these is that these mercenaries will actually be useful and will do useful damage. But with the Act 3 Lightning Mercenary, I particularly think that's going to be especially useful. Especially useful because That one is now going to be able to be used potentially in a combination with Infinity Staff, which is a change they made this season. I know that as a fact before even reading it. To make a Lightning Sorceress insanely strong, so you can get Static Field casted on top of the negative enemy res from Infinity and on top of the Conviction Aura, which would be insane. So Act 3 Lightning Mercenaries, I could actually see becoming meta. That's pretty cool, but obviously we're going to have to test that. Necro Shields can now have 3 sockets on exceptional and elite bases. That is going to be insanely important. One of the reasons why Necro Shields weren't competing with things like Storm Shield very well is because even with Corruptions, they could not get 3 sockets, whereas most shields could. So now that they can with Corruptions and Elsehow and just automatically spawn, that means that they have a lot more potential in a lot more ways. Which I think that also means that you can even make a dream like out of it or something. You can make like a dream Necro Head or something. So Necro Heads are going to get used a lot more in Season 3 because of that, almost certainly. That's a very good change. Not something that I thought of originally, but that's a really good one. The enhanced damage and max damage dual bug has been fixed. That is one of the things that the whole community, including myself, we put that on my feedback document as well. And that got fixed. That is huge. That's the bug where if you have a jewel with enhanced damage and max damage or minimum damage on top of it, that the enhanced damage would only apply to the max damage on the jewel. So those jewels are actually going to be really, really good now for the first time ever in Diablo 2 history on Project Diablo 2 in Season 2. That is going to be insane. That is on the Project Diablo 2 wiki in the item filtering. There's also a copy of it on the Discord under, I think, commands. I'm going to start using those commands myself, so free to ask questions. Right now we're going over the patch notes, though. Bows now gain 0.5% enhanced damage per dexterity point. Okay. I see this as a nerf to Boson and to just stacking dexterity for max damage on softcore. Not going to affect hardcore as much because you needed a lot of vitality in hardcore anyway. But I see that as a nerf to people just like having 0 health and just destroying everything with crazy damage on a Boson. So there's still a value to dex, but it might not be as crazy anymore, and it might not. There's a bit more of a balance between putting points into dex and vitality on a Boson. I see that as a positive change as well. I have not seen a single change I don't like here so far. Aegis block base chance. Okay, so this is trying to buff these shields that aren't used very much because they have such insane strength requirements. I'm wondering if that's going to be enough to make them use, though, because they have such insane strength requirements, Ward and Aegis. Of course, they can be 4 sockets, so you can make, like, Spirit, and you can make, like, Exile them, potentially. Of course, you wouldn't want to, because that's, like, a Paladin shield-based type thing. But you could do all that. I don't know. It makes me think... I'm not 100% sure if this is enough to make them used, but... giving them more block chances the step in the right direction. So that'd be kind of interesting to actually see these bases used. So I do like the direction they're going. I'm not sure if it's enough. Obviously, that's the first thing that I'm kind of not sure if it's going to be enough, to be honest. It might be a good idea for max block, but that's not bad. Attacker takes damage and reflect mechanics now return damage from ranged attacks when blocking or avoiding an attack. This could be insane. I have a particular build in mind that could take advantage of this. I'm going to do it on my stream at some point. Probably even like today or tomorrow with the Sorceress. There's something I have in mind with this. I don't know if it's going to work, but this does look like it could be insane. I like the idea that attacker takes damage could potentially be useful. And if you combine it with other mechanics that also reflect damage, that could be... potentially good. I'm not sure though. I have no idea. There's definitely needs to be testing there 100%. Pierce now works at half efficiency below 0% resist instead of capping at 0%. That's actually really huge. What's up, Tasty Quizzles? What's up, Vitalism? How we doing? What's up, Insane Cutie? What's up, guys? Bill and Bull, let's go. First time, yep, alright. Pure Snow works at half efficiency, below 0% resistance at a capping at 0. This is what I've wanted since Season 1. The fact that Pierce could only go down to 0 really limited the usefulness of Necromancer lower resist and additional lower resist spells because you can only lower monsters' resistances to 0%. So it meant that, if you had enough facets or if you just had Cold Mastery, you'd already be getting the monsters down to 0% for the most part. And you didn't really need any other negative res and nothing else would do anything. It really kind of wrecked the idea of support Curse Necro, and it wrecked a lot of, I guess, the effectiveness of stacking negative res if that's the route you wanted to take. So I'm really glad that you can actually get monsters below 0 now. And even at half efficiency, that's fine to kind of, make sure that negative res stacking doesn't get out of control. And people don't only just stack negative res. So I think this is actually going to be an insanely good change to the game as a whole. Just opening up so many more options for negative res usage in groups and parties and in other ways as well. And I've been saying that for a long time. So that's going to be one of the most, I guess you could say, insane changes this season. Staff mods on items, X2 class specific. By the way, if you just came into the chat, we will be, of course, testing changes soon. We are currently just going over the patch notes. Staff mods on items have been reworked, and now any staff mod can spawn on an item of the appropriate type. For example, a Sorg orb can roll any Sorg skill as long as it is high enough level orb to do so. That's a good change. That's gonna definitely help game progression for all characters for the most part, like on Assassin Claws, Sorceress Orbs, Barbarian Helms. That's just gonna be nice in general. I know in the original game this has always been a little bit of a wonky thing, and I'm glad now that you're gonna have a lot stronger items earlier in the game that are class specific, so that's going to be really huge. I actually like that change a lot. Clubs now roll Druid staff mods. Oh man, yeah. See now there's more reason to play a Druid. See, there you go. So now Druids can have helms and they can have clubs that roll like Druid skills. That's going to be huge. Yeah, Druids wanted love and they got it, right? Yeah, it's pretty huge stuff. Yeah, so everything I've seen so far is amazing. Let's keep going, though. Staves now have faster cast rate as an auto mod. This is going to be good. I've always thought that you needed an extra incentive for staves to get used. I think it was on my feedback document as well. I don't remember, but I think it was something that we mentioned in my community and I, that we wanted to see to actually have staves get used. And so now staves could actually be really freaking good. And even if you upgrade the staff, you get the mod as well. So that means like an item like, I don't know, like a rune staff could, if you upgrade it to an Archon staff, like a Skull Collector, can have 50% on it. Might actually see, especially in softcore, a lot more staves get used. In hardcore, this means you don't have blocks, so I'm not sure about hardcore. It could be viable potentially, but yeah, I don't know about that one. Alright, mana burn has been rebalanced and will now burn a reasonable amount. That's that's amazing. I'm kind of interested to see if Energy Shield is too broken now, but since they nerfed Energy Shield in this mod to begin with, that might not be too bad. The fact that Mana Burn doesn't instantly burn you now, that like Energy Shield might actually be a bit more safe. I don't know if it's safe enough for hardcore just to rely on Energy Shield, but maybe you can actually go for like a balanced life mana like hybrid stat on your Sorceress, and it might actually work well on hardcore with this. I've heard about this change for a while, so I'm actually kind of interested to see what that could do. Yeah, I don't know by what margins. See, that's the thing. There's things you gotta test there, right? Yeah, I don't know. All right, starting weapons types in some classes have been changed, and all classes now start with low quality items that have melee splash. Hmm. That's that's um that's I'm not 100% sure about this. I saw why they did this, but I think it's because they gave a lot of these starting weapons auto mods and whatnot, so they want to actually see them get used. So they're trying to. They made them have melee splash, but to compensate, they made them weaker. I think they could also be good for like groups as well. Like in parties, you can actually have some damage with your starting weapon, at least against the groups of enemies. That could be interesting. Um, I'm not sure how insanely important that change is, but it's a good one. It's positive change. I think it's gonna be solid. 5 to 20. Yeah. See, that's the thing. If you have enough mana regen that isn't zero fine, you just need to not lose ES. Potentially, but I think Energy Shield only caps at 85% though, so I'm not sure how that's actually going to affect things. I'm actually curious to test that soon here. We're going to start with the Sorceress today, so we can test a lot of things for sure. Assassins now start with 2 Katars. Um, okay. That's actually kind of cool. So you can, huh. You can get like weapon block really early on maybe, or just have some kind of extra skills on it. Now this is good because of that's gonna be really good. Barbarians start with 2 axes because um, that's gonna allow double swing to get used early on. Nice early game changes. Druid now starts with a +1 to Firestorm Club. And that also can allow you to go into elemental damage right away. Wow. And of course the clubs have auto mods, so that can actually happen now. And they have the starting weapon like that too. Crazy. Crazy stuff. Map changes. Added a reduced light radius mob to maps. Are they trying to make light radius a useful stat? I mean, D2R is kind of doing that. D2R is a much darker version of the game. Um, and you gotta wonder, by making the maps darker or just giving you less light radius, I wonder. That's actually kind of cool, actually. I wonder how that's gonna make. I wonder if that's gonna make light radius really useful, or at least potentially useful. Maybe slightly useful. I don't know. At least Hellfire torches are gonna be nice, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. They want to be spooky maps. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, that's pretty cool stuff. I agree. All right. That's very cool. That's very cool. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like my stream went down for a second again. I don't know what's going on with that. What the heck? Okay, well, if it goes down, just make sure to reload. Alright, absorbed elemental damage % map modifiers has been increased slightly. Okay. So I guess this wasn't really doing very much to deter certain builds from doing the maps, and I do know that. Like, I remember like getting absorbed cold, and I had a cold character, and I was like, yeah, whatever, it's not going to do very much. Um, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Um, okay, experience and MF modifiers on maps have been reduced. Huh. Experience and MF modifiers on maps have been reduced. Huh. That's interesting. Okay, whatever. Can I link it to you? Sure. Should actually make a command for it. Someone, if I have someone in the stream, you can make a command for it if you want. Okay, here we go. Cool. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Monster velocity and map modifiers has been increased. Okay, yeah, that makes it a bit more. Wow, that's that can be kind of scary actually. So there's a lot of these modifiers. It looks like they increase. So they basically just made the monsters a lot stronger. Wow, that's some scary stuff. Chance to apply crushing blow, increase monster attack and cast speed. Huh. Well. That's some crazy stuff. Chance to apply open wounds. Okay, so the open wounds has been reduced. Yeah, this was kind of nutty, honestly. Like, when you got 30% open wounds, it'd be kind of crazy. Chance to apply crushing blow and map modifiers has been increased. Okay. That's more dangerous now. So they basically tried to, like, rebalance some of the stats. I do like that a lot. They actually tried to balance some of these stats indeed. What was that sound? That's weird. That's really good stuff, actually. I like that. Because a lot of these stats, like, you either didn't worry about or you worried about too much. And there's, like, some stats like this that were, like, you had to avoid them. And then there's other stats that are like, whatever, you know. So I like these changes a lot. Just trying to make the maps make a bit more sense into where you have to think more about the stats that roll on the maps. Very good stuff. Experience and MF modifiers on maps have been reduced. That's a good thing. That's actually one of our suggested changes on my feedback document originally. I do remember this one. That's going to be very important because I feel like maps kind of took over the end game, and to keep LOD content relevant, or to make it at least to where the game doesn't, you don't get to 99 in 2 weeks or 1 week and just like auto finish the game basically instantly. I don't know, maps were just too broken in a sense to where you just like got to end game and finished the game and got 99 way too fast with some of these modifiers. So kind of slowing that down a bit and maybe making some of the LOD content or maintaining its relevance a bit is pretty important. So I do like that. The density is still going to be pretty insane though, so maps are still going to be insanely strong no matter what. Absorb elemental damage on map modifiers. Yep. Okay, so we talked about all these. Yeah. Modifiers that grant bonus health to monsters now grant more experience than other mods. Okay. This is another thing that was in our feedback document, where you needed to give an extra incentive for the extra health maps to actually do them, because like it takes so much longer to do a map with like 40% maximum monster life that it wasn't ever worth doing it usually, but getting more experience off of those, that's a good incentive actually. I like that. I like that a lot. So now there's actually more of a reason, especially if you're trying to level up to do those maximum life maps. I like that a lot. That's actually something that I wanted to see for sure. All map prefix and suffix values have been rebalanced. Sounds good. Yeah, definitely good rebalancing. Very good stuff. I have no qualms with any of those changes. All right, Uber changes. All right, so Uber keys now have different colors to easily differentiate them. Okay, yeah, that's I think I saw this actually. Isn't this where the keys of destruction, terror, and hate keys have different colors? Yeah, that's really cool because I used to have to check the keys like by hovering over them to see which key was which. That's actually going to be really neat. I like that a lot. Didn't even think of that change, but that's pretty cool. Combining Uber key now creates an item called the Pandemonium Talisman, which must be used near the Blood Fountain in Haragoth in order to enter Uber Tristram. Okay. Does that apply for the Uber portals as well? I'm assuming it does, like the like mini Ubers, like Uber Lilith and whatnot. Yeah, I think it's black, yellow, and red or something, Frankenstein. I'm not actually sure. Huh. That is fascinating. That's really cool. I don't know. I think the reason they're doing this is to like have a centralized place to do it so it doesn't get bugged up. Because I know there was a bug last season with entering Uber Tristram, so it could be kind of nice. Now, when they say near the blood fountain, I'm assuming like it's within a certain range. Kind of want to see how that works. It's kind of interesting. Uber Tristram now teleports the player inside and creates a portal on the death of the last Uber, similar to Diablo clone. Okay. So oh. So I'm assuming now once you're inside, you are just inside. Like you can't go in and out. You can pre-buff, but you'd have to pre-buff inside of the area. Okay, so they're locking you inside of the Ubers. Wow, that's that's not something I thought of doing, but I mean the Diablo clone concept was a good one. I like the idea of not being able to just like pre-buff everything before the fight. Wow, okay, so it's gonna be a fight that's a little bit more. You have to think a bit more about it before you teleport inside of there with the Pandemonium Talisman. Okay. Ah, okay. See, this is something that even though I didn't suggest, this is something I think a lot of people were thinking in this community. This is the Hellfire Torch's skill bonus going from 3 to 1 felt a little underwhelming. 3 might be a lot though. I mean, that's a lot of skills. I do like the idea of buffing it back up to 2 again, or even 3. I think that's a good idea. Just give it a bit more of its power back, because otherwise it was mostly just a stat stick. So making the skills actually matter, is pretty huge. Man, that's pretty cool. I actually like that. I like it getting some of its skills back. I think that's a really good change. Diablo clone now has a short delay before he starts to fight. Okay. I'm assuming that's because they want you to have some time to like pre-buff inside of the area if you do have any pre-buff to do real quick. I mean, because it was kind of wonky, like jumping in, he starts to try to kill you and you don't have any pre-buff. Okay, I think that's why. I'm not sure though. Diablo clone now summons minions. Diablo clone summons minions. Interesting. Does this mean that you just can't run around him in circles? Maybe this is the solution to running around him and killing him by running around in a circle. Because maybe the monsters are going to try to kill you if you run around in the circle like that. Oh, that's wow. So now there's monsters in there too. Holy crap. That's going to be interesting. That sounds like fun though. PvP, especially on hardcore, that's going to be a fun time. I'm a hardcore player, so I've killed Diablo clone the last 2 seasons, so this is a number of times. I died like once to him last season because I tried to smite him down with a smiter, but that seems like it's going to be kind of interesting. It also might favor melee builds who stand perfectly still, but then again, that might not do that. I'm not sure what that's going to do 100% because I don't know what minions and I don't really know what we're up against. PvP changes. Slow is now disabled in PvP. Fair enough. Slowing is pretty OP. Projectile Pierce is now disabled in PvP. Okay. Knockback from items. Oh. Okay. Yeah, like knockback from like wind force. Yeah, that's probably a good thing. Attacker takes damage is disabled in PvP. Why? Because it's... Yeah, I guess making the attacker takes damage viable means like people would just put on attacker takes damage and it would just be a reflection battle. I could understand why they would disable that, yeah. Okay, so they're still working on PvP. Nice, including their arena stuff. Oh. Oh, spawns multiple standards of heroes. Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing. Rare changes. The following mods now spawn in magic and rare items. Okay, so I'm assuming here they're trying to... They're trying to make it to where using random magic and rare items that drop on the ground, like a blue leather armor or something, or a blue breastplate, and you never pick this crap up because it's usually just going to be crap. They're trying to make them actually get picked up and used when progressing through the game. I think that's what's going on here. Just looking at this first area here. So it looks like on jewels you can get even more mana. That could be pretty huge for a cast early on, right? Or for stacking some energy shield. Getting the faster cast rate mod on armors, shields, gloves, and belts. I'm assuming these numbers refer to the item levels that are required. I don't know if someone can confirm this in the chat for spawning these mods. Pretty sure that's what's going on there. That's pretty freaking cool. By the way, if you guys just came in, we will be doing testing soon. We're going over the patch notes. There's a lot to go over, though. I'm going to try to speed this up if I can. My goodness. Yeah, so 20% faster cast rate can also spawn at even higher levels. Okay, okay. Wow. That's huge, actually. So, just picking up random rare and magic items are going to spawn better stats so that they might actually be able to compete with room word options. This could make things very interesting for a speedrun, potentially. I'm not sure, but I think some of these mods might actually be able to outstrip stealth and whatnot, and that's just pretty cool stuff. Defending, okay, so you can get damage reduction? Damage reduction, wow. That's not a lot, but damn. Okay. Damage reduction. Huh. You can get some sick items. I'm kind of worried this mod particularly could make it to where you don't care about certain uniques. But then again, the uniques still can be good. It looks like it can spawn, but they don't always spawn. Huh. Damage reduction is pretty nutty, though. So, wait. This means... Yeah, so that also... Well, they did that on the other ones before. Yeah, they're bringing back the rares. They're bringing back the rares. Wow. So that is a lot of damage reduction. Now, this is item level 60, I'm assuming, right? I'm assuming these are item levels. I don't know if anyone's been able to confirm that in the chat, but I think they are. So this means that you could, just by picking up good armors and shields, get 50% DR, potentially. Early on in the game, before you even get, like, Storm Shield. That's going to make items like Storm Shield a lot less necessary. And also, it's going to make transition on hardcore easier for a lot of players. I do like these changes. I'm a little concerned it's going to make getting some uniques feel less important. But then again, I don't know how often they're going to spawn. I think for the most part, there should be good changes, though, because it's going to make the items, it's going to make people want to pick them up. Those random rare and blue items. Yeah, you know what? You should roll hardcore this season. Look at how many things you can do. Like the solo self-found hardcore progression, which is what I want to do this season, is going to be really good because of these changes. Alright. So it looks like dexterity, huge amounts of dexterity on circlets, bows. Ooh, that's nice. So picking up rare bows can be good. Energy... Damage reduction on these items. Negation. Fortune. Whew. Wow. Amulets, boots, circlets, gloves, and rings. Damn. That is some sick stuff, not gonna lie. Crazy. So wait, you can get more MF on all these kinds of items very early on. Looks like they buff the MF actually you can get on these. 16 to 25 on rings. Wow, what's up, Arabella? Yeah, we're going over the patch notes. It's gonna help me know what to test, but it also kind of gives me and other people an idea and the community an idea of what my thoughts are, just kind of on what these things are gonna do. I think it's gonna definitely improve the usage of magic and rare items in general a ton. Having all these extra stats, these good stats, like solid stats in most cases. So, didn't this stat already spawn on rares and blue boots? Kind of confused about that a little bit. Maybe it's the stamina drain. Okay. Interesting. Okay, you don't think the drain was there, right? So I think they... okay, that's going to help speedrunning potentially. I don't know. It's kind of neat. No, they were always on rare. Faster Runwalk was always on rare boots. So I'm not sure what that one's all about. I think they buffed some of these stats. Like this one is always spawned on these items. But I think they buffed it, at least earlier on. Also, that might mean that you can get like even more MF if it combines with the Fortuitous stat. So they think they buffed some of these stats and they added some of these other stats. Performance. Yeah, look at these damage stats. So this is going to help character progression to where a lot of characters really depended on those uniques and rune words, but if you can get these stats on blues and rares, you might not need to depend as much on uniques and rune words for game progression in most characters. And I think that's what he was going for here in his team. And I think they're going to be able to accomplish this pretty well here. Yeah. It looks like they're buffing certain stats. Yeah, like this one is a jewel stat, and they're buffing it. Because this stat used to only give like 10. Yeah, so it's the same thing with the Magic Find stat. Okay. Interesting. And now you can get more attacker takes damage. It's going to be interesting to see how effective that stat is. Turquoise, Fortuitous. Yeah, so the Fortuitous stat. Oh, wow. You can even spawn it as early as that. Yeah, so that means that on rings, even on rare rings now, you could potentially get 40 MF with this change. Fortuitous Ring of Fortune. You can get 40 MF even on a rare ring, potentially? Maybe that's what this means? I think so. That's actually kind of nutty if you can. And these blue and rare items really needed this help, too. Like, they really needed this help. A lot of them are just getting outclassed by rune words and uniques, especially with slams, and these things are going to help them out quite a bit in this mod. Yeah, I think so, Reckless Abandon. Very cool. Okay, so there's a lot of these changes here. Artisans adds 3 sockets. Alright. I'm assuming that Artisans only added 2 before, or maybe this is a lower item level where you can get Artisans now. That's possible. See, I'm not sure what some of these changes are because I'm trying to remember what the original ones were, but I do know in general I kind of get the idea of what they were trying to do. Alright, oh, buffing the elephant stat on circlets, druid pelts, and helms. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, they're just in general improving a lot of these stats. Wow, looks like they're making this one accessible a bit earlier. That's a crazy mana stat. Yeah, I mean, I know this stat's really nice in general. It's just a normal good one. Okay. Wow. Wait. Wait, you can get Javelin and Spear skills on amulets now? You weren't able to get those before on amulets. You could only get... That was like one of the only skills that never spawned on an amulet. That's actually really cool. I'm not sure why that was the case in original D2, actually. Huh. Cool. Whale, squid, centaur. Okay. So, yeah, in general, I think I see the idea. Is they're trying to make more of these really good stats accessible earlier in the game and on items that, you know, you otherwise probably would have never picked up because there was never a chance for them to actually exceed the items that you already had or just rumors you could find. So skipping all those drops might not be the best approach unless you already have, like, really good gear, right? I think that's the takeaway from this, at least my takeaway from this. Yeah, so in general, really good stuff in general. So yeah, so they've added, they've spawned these items, or at least they changed how some of these stats spawn based on the levels, and then they also added a whole ton of rare chest armors and gloves. Okay. Did they unnerf Sorcerer teleport? I don't think so, but I haven't gone through that yet. So feel free to ask questions, of course, in the chat, but I haven't gone through everything. I will be uploading this video to YouTube if you missed any part of my thoughts and my general reactions, and, you know, if you just want to see an overview of this as well. I think Senpai did his own overview, of course, but I think he just kind of just listed the stat. I'm trying to give some commentary here on most of these. The following mods have been added to rare chest armors and gloves. Huh. Okay. So, yeah, it looks like they're trying to upgrade a lot of these stats early on in the game. Like at level 4 even. Yeah. Yeah, so at like eye level 4, eye level 8. They're trying to make these items more worth picking up, so they're trying to make them more competitive and picking up early on. Okay, clarity. Okay. By the way, guys, if you just came in here, we're going to be testing soon, so get your laboratory hats on, get your hazmat suits on. We're about to go in. Following now, roll on chest armors. I specialize in late game testing, by the way, so if you guys want to learn what's going to be GG and viable in the end game and what kind of builds to go for, I make tons of builds, and so I kind of have a general idea of what builds are going to be effective, so we're going to test a lot of things. Following now, roll on chest armor. GGG. Added a new mod, clarity. Okay. Yeah, so I like this a lot because they're just trying to, in general, make that early game progression better and to make these items worth picking up. That's the general theme behind most of these changes, so if you guys read them yourself, you can see exactly what they changed. But what this means is that if you don't have godly items and you're just trying to progress through the game, all these changes basically mean that picking up those blue and rare items, especially the ones that pertain to your character, are going to be very, very useful for progressing through the game. And it might even be better for speedrunning too. So if you want to speedrun the game, that might actually be a pretty good, important thing too as well. Yeah, right. Exactly. So they're also compensating in a lot of ways for decreasing the attack rating in the skill tab. Yeah, exactly. And the fact that if you put Dex in, you don't get as much enhanced damage anymore. I remember that change on the top of the patch notes, like on a boson or something. So that's going to be important, I think. All right, yeah. So this means that very early on, way earlier than normal, you can get magic find on helmets, including on a skull cap or something. Right, yeah. Huh. I like the MF ones, but the rest of these just makes a lot of sense. It's going to help out a lot with still being able to hit stuff early on. I like this a lot. Who doesn't want a 40% DR armor? I don't know if you're going to be able to get 40%. Looks like you can get like 20% though. That's pretty insane. Craftsmanship, quality. So they're just making the game more interesting through their progression, which is... They did like a whole progression rework here, basically. Not something that I necessarily like had in my feedback at all, but it's something that I think a lot of people probably felt could definitely help a lot of the items. So I think this is pretty hype stuff right here, just for making a new character and just playing the game. I mean, this is gonna be nice stuff. This is gonna be nice, and it's gonna actually make you feel not like you're wasting time by picking up these items and improving your character and whatnot. Because they can never compete with like the rune words, or it's almost the same as being naked in a lot of cases. I feel like that was the opinion in a lot of these items before, and that's gonna change it a lot. So I really like that stuff. We haven't gotten to the characters yet. The following now roll on Amazon specific and rare magic weapons. Pacing and haste. Wow, yeah, that's really good for speedruns especially. But that's going to be good just for running around. Yeah, just all these really good stats. Wow. That's pretty cool. The following mods have been added to magic and rare shields. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so... I feel like they put a lot of thought into this too. Like, I don't see anything that's too out of whack. The damage reduction stats are nutty though. I think it's going to make hardcore progression way easier, especially for newer players. So, you know, as a hardcore player myself, I highly recommend trying hardcore this season. You don't have to, of course, but I feel like if there ever was a time to try hardcore, it's now. Really good stuff just in general. And look at those resistances too. That means that even if you have an Ancient's Pledge, it can be worth to pick up a lot of those shields, for sure. Following have been added to rare weapons. Okay. Visceral. Yeah, what? New mod, Visceral. What is this? Okay, so you need item level 75 items. Okay. New Deadly Strike, Open Wounds, and Crushing Blow suffixes for rares and crafts that can spawn on all weapons besides staves, wands, and orbs. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. That's, yeah. Yeah. Wow. You can even get those spawning on rares too, like Deadly Strike and Visceral. Okay, so they're really trying to make picking up these rare weapons actually worth it, and I think this is the way to do it, yeah. Because you really need those kinds of damage modifiers on these kinds of items to make it to where they compete with rune words, and you could reasonably expect to find ones that can compete with rune words in some cases. So this is definitely going to favor a lot of players that like to pick up everything. But even if you don't... Yeah, blood crafts are going to be cool too, yeah. Oh yeah. Rare bows, okay. Huh. Look at all these mods on the rare bows. The rare bows got big damages. Alright, rare jewels. Oh, I like this a lot, actually. 5 mana per kill on a rare jewel. Life per kill on a rare jewel. Yeah, you can have 635% ED. Wait, what if you slam it and get like 1,000 ED? It could get out of hand, but I'm actually not sure 100% to be honest. Bow Summoner, non-Variza Bow Barb Love. Yeah, for sure. Crafting changes. Okay, the safety shield and chest reduced to... Okay. So, I'm assuming they did this because of the base roll on these. Okay. Wait, they introduced crafting recipes? Okay, I do understand these nerfs, by the way. I feel like some of these caster, some of these crafts probably got a little bit out of hand. At least last season, I know. Like, it was just way too easy to get all that damage reduction. You didn't even have to... It was automatic, so you didn't even have to, like, get lucky or anything. Okay. Yeah, I felt like it should have been like this last season, and this is a feedback I gave last season, but Senpai thought it was okay, and everyone thought it was okay, and I was like, no, it's too broken. And sure enough, they changed it. It kind of was broken, just to have all that in the crafts. Pretty crazy stuff. Still only like 30%. So I'm glad. I'm glad they are changed. I mean, it always takes more testing, right? It's just it's always cool when I had the right read on something though, like from the beginning. So that's kind of neat. Not always the case though. I can stroke. I can toot my own horn there. I can be like, ha! I knew it. I knew it was broken. I knew that was broken too. All right. Curse reduction craft. All right, let's check out these crafting recipes. Okay, here we go. Amulet.
I can already
Mana
tell that
stolen
I'll
per
be your
hit,
best
life
friend in
replenished,
this
and curse
forsaken
duration.
camp.
What? Curse duration? Curse duration? Skull crafting. What? No way. Oh, man. I am going to make vampiric amulets 100% in this season. Curse duration reduction on hardcore. If I can get this plus like one other thing, it means I don't have to roll it if I slam. And then on hardcore, on like an item, I'd say any character that requires mana leech, that's going to be huge. Imagine these stats on a Javazon, for instance. Or, well, I guess also a Boson, if you don't get like mana stolen per hit somewhere else on your gear. But wow, yeah, it's pretty nice. Base stats on the crafts. That's not without the other stats. These are just the base stats. So the weapons, interesting. So it's a focus on mana leech, life replenish, and overall like other type of survivability and some kinds of damage. Okay, enhanced damage on an armor? Whoa. Okay, that could compete with like, I don't know, maybe they can compete with like Chains of Honor or something. Requirements reduction as well, so you can craft like sacred armors with that. Interesting. Rings, life leech, mana leech, poison length reduction, life replenish. Cool. Helm, mana leech, life replenish, and deadly strike. Huh. Deadly strike. So isn't that the same as the blood helm? This is like a better blood helm, except it doesn't have life on it. That could make blood helms almost totally useless. I think that one might be a little overtuned. I'm not sure about that one though. It looks like it's gonna be sick though. Gloves, deadly strike on gloves. What do you know? Wow. Dude, this is a... Vampiric crafts are going to be sick. Mana leech, too. Yeah, there's always mana leech, so... damage taken goes to mana as well. Oh, that could be interesting for energy shield builds, potentially. Cool. Oh, okay. They actually changed them. Gotcha. I don't know if I went over that one yet. Ninkasi. I guess you're going to have to go over that in a second. Boots. Poison length reduction. They all have mana leech, so that's the only commonality. And in general, they're decreased requirements. They give damage or damage modifiers. And they lower requirements. And sometimes it's like item specific, like block, poison length reduction. Wow. Some of those crafts are looking good, and bountiful crafts with topazes. Wow, Ratchet will do something with topazes. So I think they wanted to make it to where the topazes and skulls actually had a craft they can create, so they weren't totally useless. I don't think you can craft with diamonds still though. But diamonds are used in so many other recipes, like upgrading recipes, that it's not that important, I guess. Okay, so amulets. Wow, magic find. So this is like a focus on magic find. Yeah, look at this. They all have magic find. Bountiful. Okay, that makes sense. Bountiful, land of plenty. Amulet. MF and Vitality on an amulet as base stats. What? That's crazy. And then, of course, you can still get 2 class skills and 10 FCR on any amulet. Wow. That's beautiful. I think that also means you can get the Magic Find mod on top of that, too. So you could potentially get an amulet with, like, 2 skills and 50 MF, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe even higher than that. Maybe, like, 65 MF, potentially, if you get the... Well, no, wait. 55 or can it still roll the other 2 Magic Find stats on top of that one? If it can roll up to 65. I'm not sure if it can roll the other ones, because I know this is a base mod, and in the case of caster amies, you can get the base faster cast rate on top of the base FCR that you would roll on it if you get lucky. And you can get like 17 FCR, 20 FCR. So in this case, you should be able to get at least an insane amount of Magic Find on these. Wow. Weapons with Magic Find and enhanced damage. Magic Find on armors. This is still unlikely to be better than 4P topazes for a caster, but for a melee character, that could be nice. Rings. Wow, dude, look at this. I love this. A Magic Find. I mean, it makes sense because topazes are Magic Find. And I guess that's what the skulls are all about, too. Very cool thematically. They really thought a lot about these, and these are really cool. Wow, look at all this. Magic Find on shields is very rare. It's not common to have shields with Magic Find in Diablo 2. So that could be quite good. There's definitely a lot of these that could be insane, especially if they roll MF on top of it, which they should be able to because it should still be in the normal MF pool. This could also make up for the fact that they're reducing map Magic Find. So getting those MF crafts on could end up becoming really important. I'm almost thinking this could be OP because of just how much Magic Find it's giving, but I'm not sure yet. Kind of hard to say. In general, though, it's a great change, I'd say. I don't know how broken or how not that'd be. I haven't seen anything super broken, but there are things that could be a little bit, like the DR change on the rare and blue items, and that one that could be a little bit overtuned. We'll have to see, though. Skill balance changes. All right, attack rating has been rebalanced across the board. Hell yeah, because that was in a really weird place in Project Diablo 2 in the last 2 seasons. Nice to hear it. Okay, so skills. Jab attack rating per level. This is a pretty big one. Amazon. Reduced from 15 to 12%. That's really freaking cool. Jab attack rating per level reduced from 15 to 12%. Okay, so I'm assuming they're compensating for it so that, you don't have too much attack rating and you actually have to have attack rating on items. Okay. Fen base attack rating reduced. Yeah, I think that's what they're doing here. So they're making it to where you actually need attack rating on items. One of the issues was that I noticed throughout all of PD2 the last 2 seasons was that you had like absurd amounts of AR in almost every build without putting any points into dex and without having any attack rating on your actual items. You could have like no attack rating and still have very solid hit rating. That was really weird, and it definitely was strange from the original game. So I think that's what they're trying to do with all these attack rating changes. Lightning Fury now gains an additional bolt every 5 base levels. Yes! Yes! Dude, that's sick. That's actually sick. Okay. Lightning Fury level 1 to 8 scaling increased from 14 per level to 16 per level. Lightning Fury could be broken at its max level with that based on what I already know, but I'm not sure. I don't know if it's going to be broken or it's just going to be like really, really strong. But in general, I do feel like it needs a small buff, so that's a good one. Lightning Strike synergy reduced from 14 to 12%. I don't feel like they needed to nerf this. I don't know if anyone else thinks the same thing. I feel like Lightning Strike was in a good place, but then again, I'm not sure. I don't know why they're nerfing that. Right, that's correct, Frankenstein. It's also balancing items and making it to where attack rating in general and items actually is going to be good, and that includes charms. Yes. Multiple Shot now has plus 8% attack rating at level 1 from plus 50. Okay, yeah, so that's, once again, just attack rating stuff, trying to make it to where attack rating on items is necessary. Fire Arrow now has a 24%. Okay. Alright, so they're trying to make these a bit better early on. And they're also trying to make these potentially used even in the late game versus just Freezing Arrow, for instance, or just Exploding Arrow. Okay. I like these changes. These are good. Freezing Arrow's freeze duration reduced from 1 second to 0.5. Huh. You know, I think that one's going to be... That's pretty good. Freezing Arrow's freeze duration reduced. Okay, so... Yeah, I guess the freeze is kind of OP, right? Like the freeze effect, so yeah, that makes sense. The damage is insane already, so like reducing the freeze duration might be the way to go on that one. Plague Javelin. Okay, this is something that I really wanted to see because it looked like Plague Javelin and Poison Javelin just in general were a little clunky, and they're increasing the missile speed and the missile velocity and the range, so that's going to be nice. Maybe it's going to feel really good to play Poison Jabazon now. At least that's the hope. Valkyrie now gains an additional 5 strength per level. Huh. Okay. I'm assuming that's going to give it more damage? Potentially. Because it's getting strength, right? Like physical damage? Yeah. Strafe projectile speed has been tripled. Okay. Wow, tripled? Holy crap. And the hitbox has been doubled. Huh. Well, Strafe might actually be competitive with multi-shot now. That's a good change. I like that. It kind of felt like Strafe was kind of left behind a bit. Very good. Guided Arrow reduced to 1/2 of weapon damage from 100%. Huh. That's pretty solid stuff. Demon Machine new meta. I don't know if I've seen the Demon Machine change yet. Actually, I think I did. Demon Machine could be pretty insane if I remember the change on that one, but we're not gonna go over that one just yet. Guided Arrow reduced to 1/2 of Okay, yeah. Guided Arrow was broken, so. And leveling it was not broken, so they're trying to make it to where leveling it up might be better, which it looks like it could be with 4%, maybe even 5% enhanced damage. Guided Arrow was just freaking monstrously broken against bosses, against single targets. So that's totally understandable for sure. Exploding, I mean, it's a big nerf, but it's totally understandable. Exploding Arrow's 16% Immolation Arrow synergy increased to 18%. Okay. Looks like Lightning Fury might be back. Immolation Arrow no longer has a cooldown. Yeah, dude. Holy crap. Dude, that's sick. It explodes on impact. Oh, man. Dude, that's cool. Like, Immolation Arrow might be good. This is something that I've always felt Immolation Arrow was clunky. And this is something that was in our feedback as well, including this change. Exploding Arrow, 16% Immolation Arrow synergy increased to 18%. Woo! That's... Immolation Arrow might be a real build, guys, especially with like Hand of Justice Bow, Phoenix Bow, just imagine. Yeah, okay. Assassin, Tiger Strike. Okay, so we're done with the Amazon. I'd say overall, I think these are going to be good changes. I'm not sure about the Lightning Strike nerf, to be honest, but the rest of it I think is really solid. Assassin, Tiger Strike, attack rating. Okay, attack rating stuff. Okay, we already know about the attack rating stuff. Can kind of ignore it. Death Sentry, AoE reduced by roughly 17%. Okay. Is that going to be enough? I don't know. Death Sentry scaling has been reworked. So if you guys don't know, Trapson was the most OP build in the game in Season 2. And in Season 1 by a lot of estimates, including my own. Death Sentry was the main problem, but it was also Wake of Fire to a degree as well. So let's see what they got going here first. Death Sentry scaling has been reworked and reduced significantly overall. Death Sentry synergies increased. Okay, so this is the big one. This is the change that I suggested and a lot of other people suggested, is reducing the corpse life, because that's what's giving it that crazy amount of damage. Is the percentage of corpse life. And the crazy thing about Death Sentry is it always had more corpse life than corpse explosion itself on a necromancer, which is pretty silly. So the fact that they reduced this is like the change that we wanted to see for that one for sure. They're also making it to where synergizing it helps it out a bit more instead of just having like 1 point Death Sentry. I do like that a lot. To where, like, if you want to go a Death Sentry build, you actually have to put more into it. Death Sentry's scaling has been reworked and reduced significantly overall. Makes sense. And Death Sentry's AoE reduced by 17%. I think Death Sentry is still going to be really strong with this, but it's might not be as crazy as it was. However, I do have to wonder if it's still going to be really, really strong, especially with really high density. I know these sound like a lot of nerfs, but I'm almost wondering if that's enough. I don't know. AoE reduced by 17%. That doesn't matter much, especially in high density situations. This is going to matter, but it still maxes out at the minimum of this one. I don't know. I think Death Sentry will at least be viable. I don't think it's over nerfed for sure. I think this is what needed to be done at the minimum. We'll have to test it. Fire Blast synergies increased from 9% to 12%. I missed the last couple of Zon changes. No, I looked at the Immolation era changes. We did that one. I read them all. My man. If you missed it, rip. Fire Blast synergies increased from 9% to 12%. Nice. So Fire Blast build. Let's go. I kind of felt like Fire Blast is a little weak, so that wouldn't be too bad. It wasn't super weak, but it was definitely a little weak. Shockweb synergies. Nice. You know what? I liked using Shockweb as a hybrid build, so I actually kind of think that could be buffed a bit. Yeah, that makes sense. Claws of Thunder. Alright, more attack speed rating stuff. Okay. Claws of Thunder. I thought Claws of Thunder was the strongest or one of the stronger martial arts abilities when I tested it last season. Looks like they're buffing it more. I don't think that's a bad thing considering that it had such crap minimum damage anyway. So, honestly, I like it. I like the minimum damage too. It's going to feel a bit more consistent. So this is good stuff. Okay. Yeah, I like this a lot. Claws of Thunder just getting more quality of life too. Blades of Ice, okay. Looks like they're not buffing or changing Blades of Ice at all. Okay. I mean, I guess Blades of Ice is just really strong in general. Essie actually made a Blades of Ice build last season, and it was really strong because the monsters couldn't kill you, basically. And if it still has that freeze effect that it had before, It's still a very strong build. I don't think you need to change too much in that regard. It's just really safe and strong. Mind Blast starting radius increased from 2 yards to 2.6 yards. Okay. Yep, I knew Mind Blast is over nerf. That was one of my suggestions, and nice. Glad to see Mind Blast getting some of its power back. Wake of Fire's 2 range per level removed. Wake of Fire's base range increased. Okay, so... Alright. So, basically the range. This is what I thought was the problem too, is the fact that it basically covered the whole screen and even past the screen. The base range is higher though. But that means that at level 20... you're going to have 10 less range, at least theoretically. At least that's the idea. At least if it's base. I don't know if this was on scalable skills or not, but at the very least... Right. I think it's the length across the screen, but it could be the length of time it lasts on the screen as well. But either way, those are the main issues with this skill. It wasn't really the damage. They already nerfed the crap out of the damage last season. My problem with this ability is it still covered the whole freaking screen. Or it was just really easy. Or maybe what it is like if you lay down a trap and you walk away from it. So like if you run away, the trap will like despawn now if you go too far away from it. Ah, okay. Gotcha. Right, right. So this is a good change. I think this is a good way to balance this skill. Phoenix Strike. Meteor fire duration reduced to 1 second. Okay. I don't know. Okay, this makes sense though. The freeze is really broken. The Chaos Ice Bolt was definitely broken. But in general, I like the idea that the fire is going to have more damage, but the fire over time is lessened, so it prevents clutter. Yeah, I kind of like that rework on Phoenix Strike. It's still going to be really strong, I think. It was already strong before. Wake of Fire was a little broken, but this change might kind of make it less broken, which is nice. Blade Fury based attack rating. Okay, no. Blade Shield can no longer miss. Blade Shield's range has been doubled. Blade Shield delay between attacks has been reduced. Okay. I like the range being doubled. It always felt like it never procced. That's actually good stuff. I like this, because Blade Shield kind of felt useless still, and now it might actually feel useful to proc stuff and proc abilities. Barbarian! Alright, so that's it for Assassin. I think overall in Assassin, these changes are definitely in the right direction. Not sure if they went far enough in that case, but we'll have to check it, right? Barbarian. Berserk now uses Frenzy animation, requires 2 weapons. Sweet. Wait, Berserk requires 2 weapons and uses the Frenzy animation? Wait, what? It has physical pierce, guys. What? That's crazy. Okay. I mean, I always loved Frenzy, let's be real. So to have a Frenzy that has physical pierce is actually really sick. I don't know if it's gonna... where that's gonna put Frenzy, though. Okay. Frenzy is now his level 6 skill and has swapped places with double swing on the skill tree. They didn't change Frenzy much, so my question is, why play Frenzy if you can play Berserk now? Or is it only because it doesn't boost your attack speed like Frenzy does? So Frenzy is now like I guess a 1-pointer maybe for like all of these? And then if you want more just enhanced damage, you can use double swing? I guess. Huh. That's an interesting interaction. I kind of like it, though. They're trying to make all of these abilities useful, which is something that they weren't able to accomplish yet. And that's definitely one of the major points of contention in my feedback document for the Barbarian, is a lot of these skills made no sense before, or to use them in most cases. Concentrate. I'm assuming concentrate's mostly just going to be used against single targets. And I think that's where they're leaving it for the time being. Okay, that's okay. Leap Attack AoE. Alright, so this is good. So Leap Attack was like a B tier skill in the first season. And now I would say it's pretty solid as like an A tier and S tier skill. Really good. Leap now starts at maximum leap speed. Leap no longer gains leap speed per level. Okay. Yeah, I like this a lot. This is what it needed, was more AoE. It needed less clunkiness, so it gets more speed. Alright, that's perfect. Double throw damage per level reduced from... Okay. Yeah, so double throw was one of the more broken abilities in the last 2 seasons, especially the last season. And we even made a build on that and just showed how ridiculous this machine gun build is. And that could make it a little less ridiculous. I don't even know if it's enough to make it less ridiculous, to be honest, though. We'll see. Whirlwind's base attack rating. Okay, alright. Whirlwind's still the same, which is fine. Whirlwind's in a pretty good place. At least that's what I felt last season. Spear and Polar Mastery. Okay. Attack rating, attack rating, attack rating. Combat reflexes. Ah, I like that. Now there's more of a reason to put points into combat reflexes versus like battle orders or something. This actually makes me feel like battle orders is actually is more of a team thing now. And if you want more life on the character itself, you shouldn't focus on battle orders as much. So maxing out battle orders versus combat reflexes. What this means to me is that you're going to want to max out combat reflexes on hardcore on a Barb if you're trying to get that life. So that actually is going to change how people like level up their characters, at least at that, especially in hardcore. Where you really need that HP, or against like D-Clone or something, right? Grim Word can be cast at a range. That is huge, because this build was so clunky that I never wanted to use it, nor did anyone else for the most part. Unless you were in a really big party, and even then, usually, by the time you got into range, like the monsters were already dead, so you couldn't even increase your damage and increase the rate that you were killing. And because you had to go into melee range and you weren't attacking, you also made yourself extremely vulnerable. And of course, making it less clunky is also very good. Battlecry, AoE travel speed. Ooh. Ah. Okay. Well, Battlecry is still broken, though. It's all about that negative physical res. So Battlecry is still an amazing ability. I wouldn't say it's a problematic ability, though. It's a good ability for a Barb. It's actually something that makes Barbs really good. I like the travel speed increase, though. It's kind of neat. It means using Battlecry in the middle of fights more often is going to be even more effective. Howl now has the last 3 skills at each level, and Taunt is now an AoE shout skill instead of single target. Alright. Very cool. Alright, so Howl just been standardized. Okay, that's fine. AoE still increases, I assume. Taunt is now an AoE shout skill instead of a single target. Really?
No!
Okay.
Hylena!
Oh, shit! What the heck is going on up in here? Wow. Boy, my man. I don't know why the sound's not going off. A synergistic to Xanify, Dweezy, and Fuzzy. That's right, synergistic. Dude, getting some hype in here. Guys, spam those Eyes of Xana in the chat for synergistic. No sound for some reason, though, on that. I think it's because... Well, there's no sound alert for that one. Not on this one. It should go off like normal, though, on the other two. Dude, thank you so much, man. That's huge. Thank you so much, dude. And congratulations to Fuzzy and Dweezy becoming Xanified. We will be doing actual testing. I know some of you guys are bored and whatnot, but this stuff is really important to go over, though. This is going to help guide my testing. I am going to make my stream into a laboratory for the next week. And we are going to test every character. And we're going to test all these changes for the most part and just kind of try to see where stuff is at, so that we can make an accurate assessment as to how strong shit is in general. What am I testing first? I am going to be testing Sorceress probably first. I like starting with Sorceress. Pretty basic stuff. Sorceress also has a lot of really cool changes that definitely are going to be worthy of testing. I haven't even gone over them in the patch notes yet, but yeah. Alright, so Barb, I like the Barb. The Barb is looking very good. I like that almost all the skills feel useful in the combat tree now. And that's going to be good stuff. A lot of those other skills like Warcry are already in a good place, so they don't have to be changed. So really, really good stuff from the Barbarian for sure. Bloodwort. Okay. So they're nerfing Bloodwort by making it a little bit more penalizing again, but not necessarily by the amount. Huh. Okay, so Bloodwarp, spamming it is going to become even more difficult without huge amounts of life per kill. Okay. That's pretty cool stuff. Blood Golems now grant +6 life to hit to the Necromancer. Okay. That might make Blood Golems pretty solid for a Poison Necromancer. You really need that life per kill per hit on that. I don't know though. I'm not gonna say that's enough. It might not be. That could be a very fun thing to test though. Blood Nova's level scaling reduced from 16 per level to 14. Okay, so right. They're nerfing the ability itself. It's pretty insane how much damage it does for sure. I think that's fair. It definitely. I hope they don't over nerf it because I feel like this skill is very close to being too strong and being over nerfed. So hopefully that's not too nerfed. I can't say for sure. It looks okay though. I do know it was one of the most absurd abilities before, so it definitely needed some kind of a nerf and some kind of address. It looks like they did it in Bloodwarp and Poison Nova. Okay, this is... Yes! The Necro's Corpse Explosion is stronger than a single Death Sentry. Let's go. Let's freaking go, chat. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go, YouTube. Let's freaking go. Guys, that is important. That is actually huge. So this means Necro Corpse Explosion might actually be really solid now. It kind of felt a little weak anyway, and now that it's this, it could be actually strong, and it will be better than a single Death Sentry. Very nice stuff. Very solid power you're going to be able to pull off of that for sure. I think this might be enough, and we'll have to see how it compares, but all curses mana costs have been reduced by 0.25 per level. Okay. Dark Pact mana cost at level 1 reduced from 6 to 4. Okay. They're just trying to make Dark Pact a bit more useful early on. Okay, trying to reduce. Yeah, I feel like the mana costs on curses got kind of insane at some point. Life tap, life steal, base point. Okay. Getting a stronger life tap. That could be a good idea. Have a nice support necro for Ubers or something. Teeth. Okay, so Teeth. They reduced early game scaling, but they increased late game scaling. Really? This ability already felt really strong last season. You saw me start out with this build last season. What? This was my starting build because I lost my Sorc to a crash bug. I mean, it was kind of my starting build. It wasn't really the starting build. It was like the second character. But, okay. Slight increases. I think that's not going to change too much, but at the end of the day, that's probably not a bad thing. Decrepify. Okay. Alright, so Decrepify might be more useful again as a slow. So they're trying to define these curses and make them more useful outside of just maximizing your damage with amp and lower resist. I kind of like that. You need to make them useful somehow. Confuse, same thing. Dim Vision, Curse Mastery increased. What happened? They were already distributed. Rude, you should have a lot of Xanabites right now, right? Because the Lightsork 130, the Lightsork 1 Battle of the Pit Encore, she is Queen of the Pit. Yeah, you won, bro, every time. You kept betting on the Lightsork and it worked. Lightsword, that was a closer battle than normal, but it wasn't too close to call, though. Really good stuff. Really crazy stuff yesterday. Alright, anyway. Back to PD2. Lower resist now caps at 65%. Okay, that makes sense because of the floor being below 0 now. Lowering monsters' res below 0. You don't want it to get too crazy. Okay. I like, by the way, the soft points helping out these skills more because I feel like requiring putting hard points into them made it hard to like maximize the base builds or the base damage builds. So I kind of like that a lot. This also means that you maybe are going to want to use this for like Poison Nova as well. So they're going to make Poison Nova have a bit more nuance again. I think this is actually what that's going to do. So that's really good stuff. Lower resist level 1 mana cost reduced from... Okay, very good stuff. I like all these changes as well. And amplify damage. Nice. And I also felt like, you know, skeletons are in a good place. Revives still feel a little weak, so I don't see anything about revives at all in here. And I don't see anything about fire golems either. Which also feel like they don't have enough AoE. So... I don't see everything that I was looking for in here, but it looks pretty solid. I mean, there's only so much you can really do in that regard, right? But, wow. Okay. So they're trying to make it to where like amplify damage doesn't get out of control as well because of the floor changes. Yeah, that makes sense. You didn't get to bet. I know, Ari. I know, and you love the light sort, but you know what? Your Bay won, so that's all that matters. How much to buy Light Fury Zone? Are you trying to buy it? Light Fury Zone's gonna be sick for sure. I don't know when I'm gonna test that one necessarily, but we'll see. Redemption Order now grants an additional 2 life per level. Hell yes, let's go. Make it to where redemption actually matters, and on Phoenix. Let's go. Alright, but yeah, overall I'd say really good changes on the changes they did do on the Necro. There might be some other changes I would have liked to have seen, but Corpse Explosion is really huge, and the nerf to Poison Nova and the changes to these curses is really huge as well. Dirt Pact is in a good place damage-wise as of last season, so that's good. Most of the other stuff is really solid, but I don't know, like some of the mage changes, maybe the revive changes, there's definitely some of those summon in the summon tree. Maybe they just weren't able to get to them. I don't know. They might get to them at some point, but it's just a lot of changes in general. Redemption Order now grants an additional 2 life return per level. Sacrifice attack rating. Okay. Zeal's attack rating. Okay, attack rating stuff. Who cares? Alright, reducing Holy Freeze's scaling. Yeah, that's Holy Freeze got kind of nutty. That's good. Those are good changes. Missile speed on hammers even faster. I gotta say, with the redemption changes and everything, hammers are gonna be beastly. I think they're gonna be beastly this season for sure. They were already pretty strong, and now it's gonna be really cool. It was out of control. It really was a Roll on Hammer. Like, if you got the decent gear, it was pretty out of control, for sure. At least that's what I think, but, you know, it's up to you to say. Alright, Joust now starts with 5% movement speed. Joust now gains movement speed for soft point. Okay. Movement speed. Oh, it has its cooldown reduced. Really? Okay. Oh, but they nerfed its first level. Okay. Interesting. So they're trying to make putting points into Joust actually matter. I mean, Senpai doesn't like 1-point wonders, so that kind of makes sense. Gotcha. Okay, that should be pretty good. I kind of like that because you can, if you want, to increase your mobility Increasing your mobility is really good. So with that plus Enigma, you can just teleport around all you want, like with reduced joust cooldown. That's pretty neat. Conversion now gains 2% chance to convert per level from 1%. Okay. Meditation now grants 1 pass mana. Thorns has been reworked. Alright, right, yeah. That's the attacker takes damage reworked. That could be interesting to test for sure. Blessed aim attack rating. Cleansing now gives... Okay. Ooh. Passive curse duration reduction. Huh. Oh, I guess it was already really strong. Okay. Yeah, curse duration's pretty insane, right? Okay. I didn't even know that was out of hand, to be honest. Okay. Sanctuary's Thorns synergy has been replaced with Conversion. Interesting. Okay. So they're trying to make Thorns its own build. I kind of like that. Making it define it a bit. Holy Shield duration increased to 2 minutes from 30 seconds. Okay. I like that a lot. At level 1, Holy Shield just was off almost instantly. And making it to where at least it lasts a decent amount of time when you level it up once is pretty solid. And then, you know, reducing the per level and making it not last forever gives the monsters more opening at the higher level of Holy Shield. I do like that a lot. That's a good change. Vengeance has been reworked completely. I've seen this rework. It is sick. AoE effect on attack that deals flat elemental damage as well as carries any elemental damage from your gear. Vengeance now has a percent elemental that increases elemental damage from items similar to enhanced damage. Woo! Facet time. Famine. All kinds of fun items. This is going to be sick for sure to test over the course of the week. Fist of Heaven's damage scaling has been completely reworked. Okay. Lightning synergies, magic synergies, Holy Nova, Holy Bolt. Holy Bolt range, Fist of Heaven's reverted back to locking on enemies, but with a... Okay, so yeah, this is... Clunky is bad, so I like that a lot. And they're increasing the lightning synergies, which is good, because this means that it's going to synergize more with lightning damage, so you can actually influence its damage with your gear a bit more. Yeah, I like this stuff for sure. And then you can also synergize the magic damage as well. So now there's like ways to play Fist of the Heavens to increase the magic damage of the Holy Bolts and the initial lightning impact. And it might actually be pretty good and it might feel pretty smooth. Okay, this is what this needed, I think. Very good. Vengeance Procodon. Perhaps. Holy Bolt healing per level. Okay, so they're reducing the healing. It's a bit insane, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, and they're still reducing its damage. They still feel it's a little too strong, huh? I didn't feel like it was that strong anymore, but I guess it kind of is, especially early game. I guess they're trying to take it out of the role of like the only early game build that's really strong. They could have maybe like made it to where it had like high level scaling and then like low level scaling, but maybe that works. I don't know. I mean, it's still insanely strong, right? Holy Light can now only target allies. Oh yeah, we're coming. And we're about to do lots of testing. Holy Bolt can now only target allies. Holy Bolt now... Wait, it could target enemies? What the heck? Holy Bolt has a lock-on targeting mechanic. Hell yeah, let's go. Heal it in, Israel. Prayer now grants... Okay. Interesting. Okay, so prayer actually is looking pretty solid now. They're actually trying to make prayer have its own identity. Ooh, and life per hit. More life per hit. Okay. I like a lot of these changes, and I don't really feel like they needed changes to the other auras because they already addressed those last season. These are good. These are good skill changes. Zeal didn't get changed at all, at least in terms of damage, so there's actually some skills we're not going to have to test on all of these builds because they weren't really changed. But we are going to test the changes for sure. We tested all this stuff in Season 2, so we have a very strong idea of where things kind of already are, and if we don't test them, it's because we don't need to. So that's going to be pretty interesting stuff. I know it's Holy Light. Yeah, it's Holy Light. But I always thought Holy Light could only target allies anyway. Morning. How you doing? I was kind of confused by that. Sorceress! Alright, overall I would say Hammer Paladin, very solid changes. And honestly, these are all the changes that probably needed to be made. So, really good stuff. Really good stuff. The rest of the auras are already looking really strong. Very good stuff. Sorceress. Meteor. Explosion AoE increased by 33%. Ooh, I like that. That was the only thing that was kind of clunky in maps. I like the increase of AoE. More physical damage and less fire. More hybrid damage. Okay, so this is going to be super good for, like, even if you have a fire immune map, Meteor's probably still going to be really strong like that. That's interesting. I like that. And Meteor was already doing enough damage, so that's good. Where is this list? Do I have a moderator that can turn this into a command right now? I don't know. Maybe. Lesser Hydra, 16% synergy. Okay. Lesser Hydra, extremely strong against D-clones, so I see why he nerfed that. Right. Now, Greater Hydra, or Normal Hydra, is already, like, in a pretty good place, I would say, in general. It might even be slightly too weak. But Lesser Hydra is against single targets, and it was insanely strong against bosses like D-clone. This does make a lot of sense. And reducing the duration as well means there's more windows to where it can be exploited. So I do like this change a lot. Oh, wait, what's up, Demise Dota? How you doing? ED Jewels on a Meteor Sword. I don't think you're going to be able to increase its damage with enhanced damage. But yeah, it's a cast physical ability like tornadoes, right? I don't think that's going to work like that. Had a comment from the chat about like ED Jewels potentially working on Meteor. I don't think so. Fire Enchant is now an AoE skill similar to Battle Orders. Okay. Cool. So you can enchant everyone in the group around you. I saw this, actually. Hell yeah. And it's making the enchant stronger in general. But it no longer gains mastery bonuses twice. Oh. I see why they did that. They were trying to fix a bug. I was going to say, it was already insanely strong on a bow sword or whatever. Gotcha, okay. I like this a lot, though. Okay. Alright, I also like how you're not making your allies absurdly strong with it as well. I feel like the enchants are abused, kind of. That's good. Okay. I like this a lot. I feel like Frozen Orb needed a nuanced approach, which is something I wanted to see last season, where the lower levels it was a bit weaker and the higher levels it was a bit stronger. I feel like it's really insanely strong at really low levels, and I guess getting it to like those high levels, that's going to be pretty huge. Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Rolling Hammer, for sure. You worked, man? Hell yeah. Oh, very nice. Okay, so yeah, I know we're not at the testing phase yet, chat. We're getting closer to the end of these notes, though. Definitely getting there. Thunderstorm AoE testing's going to be all week. This is going to be a laboratory stream, and we're going to test everything. Thunderstorm AoE has been increased by 300%. Hell yeah! Let's go. Lightning synergy changed to charge bolt. Yes. Thunderstorm synergies have been reduced from 5 to 4%. Oh, man. That is going to be amazing. That's going to be amazing. I like this a lot. This is going to make for some cool builds. We might even test this build today. I think I have some ideas for how to test it already. Lightning scaling increased from +8 max damage per level to +12. All right, so yeah, lightning is still a little weak, and this is what I want to see: buffs to lightning, buffs to chain lightning. Yep, very good stuff. This is these abilities still need to be buffed, but I'm gonna say one thing: with the advent of an infinity staff, it could end up even being too strong, but we'll see. We'll see. In general, they're weaker than the other abilities, so in order to get them up to par with the other abilities, at least at the base level, they're going to have to do that. And I like this, yeah. I like this. Blizzards in general getting a buff. But they're reducing the scaling at high levels. Wait, what? I don't know about that. Okay. I feel like it just needs a buff. Shiver Armor no longer has Chilling Armor as a synergy. Okay. Shiver Armor's Cold Enchant synergy has been increased from... Oh. It looks like Senpai's already on to what I want to do with the Thorns build. They're playing with Shiver and Chilling Armor. Almost as if he knew what I was thinking of. Interesting. Alright, so the build is on, chat. The build is on. 100% with these changes. This is the build I was thinking of with the attacker takes damage. Uh-huh. Beautiful. Ha 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 ha. This is where I laugh like a mad scientist. Ah ha ha ha. Oh! Alright, I'm done. Okay. Anyway, yep, that's gonna be good stuff. For sure. Twister synergies increased at 20 to 24%. Interesting. Okay, so Sorceress, just to go over Sorceress again. I like these changes a lot. Kind of disappointed I don't see anything with Ice Barrage. I feel like Ice Barrage could use some like piercing or something. I still feel like it's a little clunky, but it's strong, so I don't know. Maybe it's fine. In general, most of the changes that need to be made though look like they have been changed. So yeah, really good stuff in general. Very, very good stuff. Didn't Frost Nova need a nerf? Oh, yeah. Ooh, I didn't even think about that, Baba Jedza. Oh, yeah. Huh. Nothing about Frost Nova? Nothing? Really? Well, I mean, it is a pretty high risk-reward build. I don't know. I mean, with Nova getting that Thunderstorm boost... Huh. I don't know, maybe it doesn't need that much of a nerf, but I still feel like it should go back to the level 1 levels on the damage. So that's kind of interesting. You're right about that. We didn't see that at all. Alright, Druid. Cool. Twister is still getting more damage. And I agree with this 100% because you're still using Tornado mostly for mapping. So this is going to be your mapping ability maybe. We're going to want to test that. Oak Sage. Nice! Leveling Oak Sage does something now. Woo! Damn! I like this. I like this a lot. Fireclaw has been reworked to now cast a fast-moving Firestorm on attack. That is, that's going to be sick. Not going to lie. I've never tested Fireclaw because I always felt like it was too clunky. And now, well, I have tested it, but like, you know, not a lot. Now I feel like we actually got to test this shit. Lycanthropy. Starting bonus. Okay. Interesting. So I guess Bears has had such an absurd amount of health. I think this is why they're doing that. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they didn't have enough damage and they were clunky, but they had too much health, so... Gotta give them some openings, you know? Fail Rage now gain 8% attack rating per level. So yeah, I'm also trying to provide you guys context for the changes where I see them being useful and being changed. Like this is an attacker takes damage thing here. It's kind of neat. But that's on the Sorceress. Okay. Fail Rage. Attack rating. Okay, more attack rating stuff. Yep, attack rating. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Attack rating, attack rating, attack rating. Poison Creeper. By the way, Rabies and Fury are in a good place, I feel like. So, some of these other abilities like Maul are in a pretty good place. So I kind of like some of these changes. Good stuff. And Poison Creeper. Oh, here it is. Here's the Tentacle Druid. All right. I don't know if you're still there, Vitalism, but this is it. This is it. Fire Bear Druid. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Look at this crap, man. What the heck? Are you serious? Wow. Wow. By the way, Sorceress didn't get any... So all the nerfs to the Sorceress teleport are still there, which is something I'm kind of disappointed with a little bit. I still don't see really the... It feels really clunky, man. Jade 4 months as a member of Xana's Attack Squad, the Ghost of the Machine, the Arcane Disciples. Chat, let's spam those Eyes of Xana in the chat for Jade. Let's get it. Yeah, I turned off the sound on those. GG. Get some Eyes of Xana in there. Alright, here's your Tentacle Druid. This is what you call it anyway. It's not what I call it. It's what you call it. Alright, so... Alright, yeah, this might be able to survive now. This is a big issue with Poison Creeper. Another big issue with Poison Creeper was this. That it didn't reduce enemies' poison res, and there was no way to apply the negative poison res to them, so that's actually a really good point. And it can remove immunities. I agree with that. Early game scaling, it's out of control, so that's, like, the way this ability works is basically in the beginning of the game, it's just busted as crap. Kind of like Ravens, but it doesn't look like they're going to change Ravens at all. But it was just like busted as crap. And so they're nerfing the crap out of it in the early game, and they're increasing the synergies so that in the late game it actually has more power. So it can actually maybe do that 70k damage. I don't know. I'm going to have to test this and see if it's actually strong. That's kind of interesting. I like the idea that they're trying to make it a build. Carrion Vine now gains 52% life per level from 25%. Okay, so they're really trying to make these utility vines good. I have a question though. Did they boost the life on these too? Because if they didn't boost the life per level like on the Poison Creeper, these are still going to be... Oh, maybe that's what it's saying there. Oh, okay, so they are making him tankier. Okay, they are making him tankier. Alright, alright. Oh, that's good. That's good. Increase Armageddon skill radius. I agree with that 100%. Need more power on it. Need more radius. Double Armageddon meteor explosion radius. Hell yeah. Armageddon still felt clunky, so I like this a lot. And Shockwave synergies. So Shockwave Bear is now maybe full throttle. I love these changes. They're very good. I feel like Tornado's already in a good place, so Twister. They kind of address a lot of the deficiencies on the Druid, and I think the Druid's going to look really strong in Season 3. Strongest Druid ever, to be honest. Very good. Boof! You have a question? What's that red guy? I was wondering if linking my classic Battle.net account for Diablo 2 would be able to link to my Blizzard account for Diablo 2 Resurrected. No. So you have to have a Battle.net account, like an actual Battle.net account for Resurrected. Classic Battle.net doesn't interact with Resurrected at all. So there's no interaction between the two. They are totally separate things. Good question. It's not about PD2, but it's a good question. Alright, alright, unique changes. Yeah, you can ask questions about whatever. I like all kinds of questions in the chat. Feel free. LOD, I do it all. LOD, vanilla, talk about D2R, and of course PD2 Season 3, which is the focus of today's stream, and for the next week. Plus, to be honest. Unique changes. Death Bit now has a 5%. Okay, so this is unique items. Alright, so we're out of skills. Overall, I really like a lot of these changes. I feel like there might be a couple of overpowered cases still remaining, like with Cold Nova or like Frost Nova. I'm not sure though. Kind of just have to see how things are Frost Nova, at the very least, you can't remove immunities with cold. Cold immunities are the hardest ones to remove in the game, so maybe that's why they're leaving Frost Nova and they're not, and they're just buffing Nova instead. It's okay. I mean, it is a more dangerous build as well, so I don't know. It's hard to say whether or not it's actually a problem. I feel like the damage on Frost Nova should be back at like Season 1 levels, but that's okay. Unique changes. Deathbit now has a 5% chance to reanimate. Wait, what? So they're basically just trying to make these items more interesting and have a better okay, War Strike has more damage. Okay, so instead of just Lacerator and Wraithflight, they're actually trying to get the throwing knives used as well on a throw barb. Very good. Ashuta's temper pierce increased. Oh. Huh, that's such a small change. I think it's just because they don't like the 4. The 4 looks ugly, huh? This is for OCD people right here. 4 to 10 to 5 to 10. Look at that OCD, man. It's gone. No longer do we have to look at that ugly 4 number. It's never going to go below 5. Let's go. Death's Fathom. Also, this 40 Nova on striking also makes War Strike really strong potentially. I like that. Level 40 Nova is maybe actually does significant damage. That's pretty cool. Death's Fathom always rolls. Oh my goodness, thank you. Oh man, Death's Fathom getting a boost. I feel like that's a big deal. This roll on it was kind of silly. The cold damage roll is fine, but yeah, put Death's Fathom where it belongs. Yeah, that's a good one for sure. Jade Talon, more damage. I agree with that. Martial arts builds could actually use this thing now. Skewer of Krynts. Okay. Guess they're just increasing the damage. Arm of King Leoric now has +2 maximum skellies and mages. I like that a lot. This item was only used as a pre-buff before, and now when you actively use it, it gives you more skeletons and mages. This might actually cement this item as a summon wand. I like that a lot. It's pretty huge. Griswold's Edge. Okay. Some of these are like low-level uniques, right? I'm not too interested in them, but in general with the low-level uniques, kind of like with the rare and the magic items before, they're trying to make them more viable and more interesting to actually use. I do understand why they're doing that, though, because they're trying to improve progression, and they're trying to make it to where the items might actually get used. And they've been doing it throughout all the seasons. So they're still doing it, and they're just making it better. Blood Raven's enhanced damage. Ooh, Blood Raven's charge, huh? I think I saw that at the end of Senpai's stream when I popped in for a bit. Yeah. So you have revive charges, and you can get more charges. Okay. Huh. Cool. I wonder... There are builds... I could see that being used potentially on a Boson, but the question is... Why do you ever need revives over Valkyrie's, chat? Can someone help me understand, like... Is there a build that would still ever use this? Can you guys think of anything? Maybe you almost have to give... Maybe you almost have to give Blood Ravens, like... Desecrate, maybe? So that you'd use it, like, on Declone or something? So that'd be actually kind of interesting if you could use this on Declone, but the problem is you don't have Desecrate, so there's no bodies. Oh, wait, there could be bodies. If you can get bodies off of those minions that Declone spawns now, that could be kind of interesting, actually. Immolation looks better for sure, and we're definitely going to be testing that one, knowing those changes. Anything that's like a major change, you're going to be testing in the stream. Steel Driver now has... Okay, cool. Lacerator has +20 to minimum damage. I like this a lot. So they're making the Lacerator feel a bit better. Steel Driver, yeah. I still am trying to wonder what you would use this on, though. If you had Desecrate or could get corpses in the Declone fight, this could be huge for a Boson against Declone. But that's all I really am. That's all I can really think of. Still kind of a weird one. Eagle Horn. Eagle Horn, very nice. Oh, finally, man. Eagle Horn, damage. I love it. I love it. They're buffing Eagle Horn. That's good. It might need even more of a buff than this, but to be honest, for the rarity, it's pretty solid. Yeah, I like the Eagle Horn. And the chance to cast Howl is sick too. Yeah, that's really good. Demon Limb now has rechargeable charges. Oh, okay. I like that a lot. Having to like spend gold to recharge this thing all the time is really clunky. That's good. Yeah, I like that. Demon Machine now rolls. Ooh, Demon Machine. Oh, that's right. The multi-shot proc. Oh, man. Oh, man. That's, Huh. So, I'm wondering now if Widowmaker isn't the only option for a Berserk. That's all I gotta really say about that. I think this might actually be, well, yeah, on a Zon you could do that too. Strafe multi-shot would be insane potentially, but another insane thing might be running this on a Boson and then just proccing multi-shot. Well, it's only 12% chance though, but it does pierce though. I wonder how often that would proc on a Boson. I really have to see how it looks in a high density map. That's kind of interesting. Suicide Branch. Negative 2% to Blood Warp health cost. You know what? I like that a lot, actually, because now I use Suicide Branch on one of my Necro builds, but it kind of felt like whatever. And, wait, no longer has any plus skills? Oh, just plus skills to Blood Golem. Oh, yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So, making this to where you can use your Blood Warp a bit better with it, I kind of like that. So it reduces your suicide on it. What's up, Senpai? How you doing? We're going over these first. I'm already in the server, though. Thank you, Senpai, for that as well. GG, Senpai, man. These changes are looking sick so far. There's only like a couple things that I'm definitely going to want to test, or some things that I might feel could be missing. But for like 99% of these changes, it's looking sick, bro. Looking sick. Demon Machine has like fires explosive shots with Carry Enchant. Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. So if they carry the Enchant Senpai, I'm thinking that the Bow Sorceress can use Demon Machine. That's why I was saying that. It's kind of neat. I like that idea. I like it a lot. Bone Shade's Bone Spirit bonus increased to 2. Nice. All right. No, it doesn't have a range on it anymore. All right. Solid. Give me all the feedback? Of course I will, man. And I have no feedback to give until I start testing things, of course, but I will give you feedback as it comes in. Absolutely, man. I will always give you all the feedback. Karen's chart now has +2 to Clay Golem. Necromancer only instead of 1 to 2. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm loving these changes, though. They're just insane. This is like most of everything we wanted. It's like crazy stuff. Karen's Shard has +2 to Clay Golem. Okay. I like that, actually, because now it's a lot easier to get a solid Clay Golem wand out of that one. This was kind of tough to get, like, a... you had to roll, like... There's, like, a 25% chance it was even usable, so I do like that one. Doombringer... Okay. They reduced the maximum life. Interesting. I think they're concerned about how this interacts with Declone and Ubers mostly, and how it like boosts Barb's life maybe a bit too much. Okay. I'm gonna be testing Sorceress today anyway, so that's good to know, Senpai. I know there's also like what's that other? There's a Barb skill that's broken too. The Dragon Chain Spear has 4 to 6 to Spear and Javelin Mastery instead of 3 to 5. Sick. That's going to be nice for early game. Fens on time. Let's go. Demox Q now has 40% increased attack speed instead of 20%. Okay. Makes sense. A lot of these early game items, I kind of already talked about it. They're just trying to make them more viable and more interesting. Oh, no! My cheating spear! No! Senpai, you got rid of my cheating spear. No, I'm just kidding. Dude, I used to use Kelpie's Snare against all the Ubers because it was like a really easy way early game to like just get like OP power against the Ubers. The Ubers got wrecked by this thing. You also abuse it, that's why you nerfed it. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I mean, to be fair, it was a little busted, so... I mean, it's still good. 25% along with other items. Like, you can get... To be fair, you can get slows target on other items on the Mercenary. Like, let's give some examples, guys. Like Arachnid's Mesh, Nas Coil. There's other things I'm not thinking of. I think there's, like, slows target on Blackhorn's Face, which is really good against Mephisto as well, because it has, like, Light Absorb. So I don't think this is that bad. It makes sense, though, to kind of reduce some of the power out of this item, though. Clegglaw's Gloves. Yeah, that's another one, yeah. Bloodletter. Okay, here we go. Enhanced damage. I like it. I like it. Really good. Yeah, you did nerf slow across the board. You also made it impossible to use in PvP, so I like that change for sure. Alright, I do like this. I actually like how it's now Bloodletter's... Yeah, I'm not sure why this is nerfed to begin with, so I kind of like that Bloodletter has some of its power back. I felt like it was in a good place in LOD, sort of, so I do like this a lot. Patriarch! Okay, making that sword a bit better. Yay! Steel Pillar! I like this because Steel Pillar kind of went from a top choice to not a very good choice because of the amplified damage options on items like Reaper's Toll for Whirlwind. And making this one has more negative res, and especially considering how insanely rare the item is good. Matter of fact, I might even go harder on that. If it was me, I might even go like 15 to 20% on that sucker because Amplify is so freaking strong. You could go even harder than that, maybe. I don't know. That's a good change. It's going in the right direction. It might need even more, though. Viper Fork, 6% chance. Considering how rare this thing is as well, and you need F for it to do like 1 billion damage. Yeah, I really think that item could use even more love, to be honest. Viper Fork, 36% chance at cast level 32 Desecrate on striking. Yeah, I'm going to have this video on YouTube, by the way, if anyone of you guys want to see it. I'm giving my thoughts. It's not just reading off the patch notes, I'm kind of giving my commentary as well. Just so we understand where we're going from here when we start doing tests as well. Cold Steel Eye. Enhanced damage instead of... Okay, that's fun. That's a cool sword. I kind of like that, actually, in Viper Fork. That's kind of neat. I wonder if that's actually going to do some damage. It'd be nice on a Fenzon, maybe. Gut Siphon. Gut Siphon has a lot of life stolen per hit, reduced. Okay. 6% chance. I like the Desecrate. I like this stuff a lot. Ooh, and you buff the slows target on that one. Ooh, I like that. Very nice. Well, not those, Frankenstein. Come on. The other spelling. Okay, I'm just messing. Alright, Spire of Honor now has... Cool, okay. Yeah, so they're basically just buffing a lot of these items that don't get used a lot. I'm almost thinking... Gut Siphon could be even stronger, potentially, still, but I don't know. Ginther's Rift... Okay, yeah, they're just making these mid-tier items better. Okay, so a lot of these items... Nothing too crazy going on. They're just kind of just trying to smooth them out in the mid-game and the early game and make them a bit better, especially with the rare and the magic item changes. Cliff Killer, 60% attack speed instead of 20 to 40%. Yep. Okay. Oh, here it is. All right. Wind Force. Rip. Wind Force max damage per level reduced. Wow, that's a huge reduction. Damn. Damn. But if you get good corruptions on those, you can just stack it with Ohm Runes still, and it's still insanely strong. Wow. Actually, did he touch? Did they touch Bariza, chat? Did you guys see any Bariza changes in her? Ah, yeah. Okay, there it is. Okay. Alright, so Bariza also got nerfed. Gotcha. Okay, I was gonna say, bro. Don't make Bariza the only choice. Okay, alright, just making sure. Which wild? I gotta have more faith, man. That's why I checked, though. Had to check. Which wild? Hell yeah, 2 to 3 sockets instead of 2. Wait, 3 sockets on which wild, though? Damn. Dude, that's gonna be a sick early game bow now. Holy moly, I like that a lot. Storm Spike has... Oh, no. Storm Spike. Okay, so they're still trying to make this interesting. I don't know. Diggler... I don't know if that does anything, but that's kind of cool. Maybe oh, you know what? It does something for martial arts assassins. Maybe Tiger Strike on that one? Yeah. Tiger Strike, early game. Yeah, early game Tiger Strike, enhanced damage with a Diggler. Okay. I can see that. Because Tiger Strike, you can use daggers as well. Chieftain, 40% increased attack speed. Sweet. Steel Goad, 50 to 30%. Soul Harvest, 20%. Fortified Dark Pact. What? Dark Pact? Oh, they're trying to change it to a two-handed Dark Pact weapon. Alright, that's not a bad idea, actually. I like the Soul Harvest theme as well. I like how they always stick with the themes. Oh, nice spelling mistake. Steel Goad. Nah, I don't really care. Low staves. Slows target by 50%, reduced to 20%. Okay, I'll fix it. You don't have to fix minor spelling mistakes, but I guess you can if you want. Alright, Blast Spark. Okay. 1 and 2 to 2 to 3. Dude, I'm excited, man. This is sick. I love this stuff. I'm gonna focus on late game stuff most of the time. That's what I normally do. In general, I kind of understand the purpose of these mid-low level item changes, which is to increase and improve progression, which is something that I said throughout the whole thing. I love the changes to the rares and blues. I'm wondering if some of the damage reduction stats will get out of hand and some other stuff as well, but I don't know. I like the crafting nerfs again too, though. So it's all looking really good. Wow, I like this too. Grim Reaper is a firm summoner two-hander. Very sick. Mead Scraper. Dude, twinking out characters is going to be ridiculous now. If you want to twink level characters, this is going to be insane. Some of these items are stupid. Zacharim's Hand. I'm going to want to pick up these items just to see how crazy they are. Zacharim's Hand. Those DR stats are really nice. Oh, are really rare. Oh, they are really rare. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I actually didn't know that. That's good context from Senpai's in the chat right now, actually. So, good shit. That's good context. So the DR stats on the rare items, like the belts and whatnot, are going to be pretty rare. Zacharim's Hand. Nice. Storm Eye. Very good. Storm Eye. Okay, this is the... I think that's the War Scepter? Yeah, improving it a bit. Making it a firm Fist of the Heavens weapon, trying to improve its identity. That's good. Black Leech's Blade. Very good. Cold Kill. Hell yeah, cold damage. Bro. Yes! More flat damage. Astron's Iron Ward is now firmly a smiter weapon, and it's an indirect buff to smite as well. Really sick. I like that. I felt like I was already using it last season, but I felt like it could be a little bit buffed. I like that one a lot. Also, I like that it's not 2 to 4 anymore. That was a bit annoying. Such a rare item, right? So It's like the second rarest item in the game. It's pretty insane. Yo! Fetid Sprinkler. Fetid Sprinkler, confuse on striking. Storm Lash on his attacker takes damage. Jade Talon has 2 to poison dagger. Ooh, I like that. I also really like the Storm Lash as attackers take lightning damage. It's kind of neat. In addition to the static field, that could be pretty sick. Some kind of like kicker light trap hybrid build could emerge out of this. I have no idea though. Interesting. Stone Crusher now has negative 50. Okay, yeah. Stone Crusher, a little broken both seasons, I would say. So toning it down a little bit is fine. Graham's Turning Dead allows you to summon 6th edition. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. So this is what I was thinking before. Remember when I looked at the Necromancer changes? And I was saying that I felt like lower resist is now going to have to be used on a Poison Necro to get that damage out of it. And also they made lower resist have a better identity by reworking lower resist. And they made it actually more useful just to get the soft points off of it as well. So those changes all seem to be geared towards making the Poison Necro a bit more of an interesting build instead of teleport Nova. This is something I kind of missed about the Poison Necro in LOD. I mean, you saw it in my Battle of the Pit in LOD Vanilla. You had a lot of curses and corpse explosion, and there's just a lot of nuance to the build, and it was really fun. And just teleport Novaing, I mean, it's cool, but it wasn't as fun. And I love the fact that they're kind of making it to where you kind of have to use lower resist again on this build. I think that's good. I think that's really good. That's actually something that, if I had a wish list for that build, that's something I would have been at the very top. And I nailed it. I feel like I have a pretty good 5-hit, you know, for understanding why these changes are made. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of I'm not a developer, but I feel like sometimes when especially this game that I get really deep into, I feel like I have the mindset for it, you know? Like, it's like, okay, what would I do if I was to improve the skill if I was a developer? And then when I see your change, I'm like, yes, that changes it. It fixes the problem, you know? It's like, you know, and then I can triumphantly declare that it's good stuff. So Death's Web getting nerfed is not a problem to me. I think considering you can reduce res below 0 and the fact that your lower resist is really strong now and it has soft point increase as well, I feel like that's fun. Because, like, it definitely, just teleporting and, like, Novaing is really one note, right? It's kind of the problem I kind of have with, like, Nova builds in general, but, like, Nova builds, you can't really do anything about that. Well, at least not with Frost Nova. So, I don't know. Anyway. Well, you could do something. I don't know. Kind of hard to think of what to do, though. Also, reducing the life per kill. They did that on Bramble as well. They're trying to make it to where there's more openings, and you can't just, like, rapid telly and then get all your life back, right? You actually have to have... There's some nuance, and there's some kind of a skill rotation now to Poison Nova. So, just like on Vanilla. So, on Vanilla, there's a skill rotation. Lower resist, Poison Nova, Amp, Corpse Explosion. In this case, the skill rotation is... Well, and of course, Teleport mixed throughout. The skill rotation is going to be like lower resist, Poison Nova, maybe another Poison Nova, maybe a Blood Warp, lower resist, Poison Nova, something like that. So I can see the skill rotation is going to be changing on this build 100%. It's totally understandable. Death's Web nerf, but lower res buff, so it's all good. Correct. And it's just making the build feel like it's an actual, like... It's going to be a lot more interesting of a build now. And I love Poison Nova, so I love to see that. I love to see it. All right, let's stop talking about that one change, though. Really, really good changes in the Poison Nova lower resist and just Poison Nova overall categories. Trying to, they're making the build strong still, but they're making it have more nuance, which is really important. Bariza Kuon. Bariza is also nerfed. Makes sense. So they're basically just trying to make it to where the top bows are no longer out of control. And that also means with the Faith buff that Faith is actually going to be viable. Because if they nerf Bariza and they nerf Wind Force and they buff Faith, then that means that they should be on a much more even footing, all of those bows, just in general. And there's definitely different reasons to use each one, right? The crossbow is slower, but it has physical pierce. The Faith, I mean, the Wind Force does a ton of damage, but it doesn't have the aura. So there's some good stuff going on here. Very good stuff. A lot more nuance to the builds. A lot more interesting stuff being introduced into the builds. Puspitter. Oh, 4-socketed Bonehew. Oh, shit. What? I didn't even see that. I'm glad you mentioned that. Oh, dude, I'm happy. Okay. All right, we're good. 4-socketed Bonehew instead of 2. That's actually sick. Why 1 to 4, though? Senpai, is this 1 to 4? Change this to 2 to 4.
No!
1 to 4? 1 to 4? What? What if I roll 1 on that thing? It's totally worthless. Oh, that's so sad. No fix. 2 months. Roll 1. Great for leveling, sure, but 1 socket. Why? Yeah, but maybe just make it to where there's no chance to roll worse, because I feel like Bonehew was never used because you could slam more sockets on all the other two-handers. I don't know. I would just put it 2 to 4, but that's me. That's what I would do. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that one, but that's what I would do. It's fine. I like the fact it rolls 4 because now it can be viable if you get a good roll. But I don't know. That range is harsh. It's a harsh range. That's a 0 to 4 for the win. Actually, you know what? 0 to 4 could be interesting because then you could roll sockets if you. Maybe you have a point about that actually, Porter King. 0 to 4. You had 2 to 4 originally, 2BH. Oh, well. Here's what I would say. 0 to 4 or 2 to 4? 0 to 4 means you can corrupt it for sockets, and then you can get, you can still get more sockets. Yeah. Well, you can't slam 6 on it anyway. I don't know. There's, TBH, you kind of like the 0 to 4 idea? I know. I kind of like it too. My chat's talking about it. Alright, chat's like, chat gave me the idea. Someone said 0 to 4. I think it was Poor King. Yeah, I like 0 to 4. Yeah. Even better, guys. Even better. I'm not sure yet. Go with your first instinct, yeah. Make it 8 sockets, jeez. Okay, dude, thank you so much, man, for the support. Noah Fix, 2 months as a member of Zan's Attack Squad, the Ghost in the Machine, the Hurricane Disciples. Crazy support, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Let's go. Let's keep it going. Puspitter. All right. That is exactly where I wanted it to be. Let's go. 28%. Yes. 28%. Chat, that's actually huge because now Puspitter is going to have like consistent damage application. Bonehew is greater than Grandfather with 8 sockets. Potentially. Rip Hook, 50% increased attack speed instead of 30%. Okay, so some of these are just like lower level items. I like the Cranium Basher change a lot too, by the way. Increasing the chance to proc the amplify damage. That was one of the issues why Cranium Basher was kind of like left to the wayside because it didn't have enough chance to proc. Very good. Very good stuff. Rip Hook, very good. Flesh Ripper slows target. Okay, so yeah, alright. making it a little bit weaker on that slows target. That slows target stat is kind of crazy for sure. Rogue's Bow. Ooh. Ooh. This is what I was using it for last season, my Fists of Fire Sin. Yeah, buddy. Let's go. Let's go. This is going to be the Fists of Fire weapon. That's what needed to happen right there. Yeah, attack speed on it too. Sick. Very sick. Well, you know what? You know what? It could still be stronger, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. There could be even more. Could be even more on it potentially, but I think it might be in a better place. We'll see. This is definitely the direction we need to keep going with Ghost Flame, though. Wraith Flight. Good. I don't know if... Did Fists of Fire get any changes? I don't think it did. I think Fists of Fire itself should still get buffed a little bit, though. Like the AoE range should be increased, so this item might still lack a bit of a home because of the build itself. Let me go back up a second and check that. Ooh-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, there was nothing about Fists of Fire in there. Okay. Except for attack rating. Okay, so... Yeah, I still feel like Fists of Fire AoE should be slightly increased or something like that. Okay, so it's just not getting any kind of help this season. Gotcha. So it makes sense. I mean, that's what I told chat, that there's some things that might not get helped yet because they just ran out of time. There's just they've all, look how many things they did already. I mean, there's stuff that still needs help probably, but that does mean though that Ghost Flame might still not get used this season, but as they continue to improve the item and as the builds that synergize with it improve, it's pretty good. Ray Flight. Okay, somewhat reducing that nutty leech with that item. Okay. I still think Throwbar might still be out of control, but I'm not sure. Phil Oak now rolls 2 to 3 to Firestorm instead of 1 to 2. Okay. Very good. I love the fire. I love the base mods. Such good stuff. Isle Strike. Yeah, you guys revisited all the items because you also changed so many of the base items. Isle Strike, Pompey's Wrath. Okay. Good. Giving these items more identity and strength. General's Flail, no more OP slow. Feels bad, man. Stout Nail. Oh, Ghost Flame's really good on Fireclaw. Interesting. Maybe I'll try that out. I don't know. We'll see. I was always using it as Fist of Fire, but that's a good idea, actually. Thank you for the idea. Dark Flame Crusher, Bloodrise, Clutch Flange, Doomslinger, Wizendraw, and Skystrike. Okay, so these are a bunch of, like, once again, just helping out those low-level items and bringing them to par, especially with those changes to those magic and those rare items, and just giving them more identity. Really cool twinking potential here for sure. If you have like a full set of like unique and like rare and like blue items now, you're gonna be destroying. Hellrack. Oh. 3 to 5 fire skills universally. So I guess that's including fire arrow as well. Probably just all skills. Okay. Maybe that works on Fireclaw Druid. That's what I'm thinking. What do you guys think, chat? Do you guys think that would work on Fireclaw Druid? Because it's a two-handed crossbow, right? And it has like high attack speed. It has high base attack speed. It's a two-handed crossbow. And Fire Druid, Fireclaw should work with the fire skills. Yep, can even use it on Fireclaw. Oh, well, Senpai just confirmed it for me. Oh, yeah, there you go. What do you know? What do you know? What do you know? I was on the right track. Okay. Sweet. Okay. Sweet. Mamma mia. I like it. Megasmith's Reaver. Ethereal Edge. Death Cleaver. Oh, a nerfed Death Cleaver. What? Why? Why? Why is this getting nerfed? I actually don't understand that change. I feel like it's only strong with Ethereal anyway. I don't get that one. I need some context. Ethereal Edge. Okay. Ooh, using Ethereal Edge and Trav is even better now. Megasmith's Reaver. It's not strong currently. Gotcha. Okay. Good to know. I mean, I'm gonna test everything myself too, right? So we're gonna test everything. Rune Master. Very soon we're gonna start testing. We're getting close to the end here. Rune Master. This is a long, dude. This is almost longer than I thought it would be. It's crazy. It's so crazy how good they did here. Rune Master. I really like this change because it needed help, given with all the other sockets in the game with corruptions. That's huge. That's really good for the item. That's gonna make it a lot better with the extra attack speed and more consistent socket rolls. Razor's Edge. Yep. Basil's Vortex. Warlord's Trust. Humongous. Negative 20% attack speed. Earthshaker. Okay. I don't even know why I had that to begin with. Interesting. Axe of Fetchmar. Oh, nice. Attack speed with Hellslayer as well. So all these weapons are getting, these two-handers are getting attack speed to potentially be used by a Fury Druid as well, I'm assuming. Or at least have some potential in that regard. At least that's what I'm thinking is going on here. Gavel of Pain, attackers, or Fury, or like Bear Druid, basically. Horizon's Tornado, Baneash. Okay, yeah, so all those staves have their faster cast rate. Yep. Really cool stuff. Ondal's Wisdom has 105 faster cast rate. But it still has no wisdom, so there's still no experience bonus. I still don't see that as being a problem, but, you know, whatever. That was something that was on my feedback document, but, you know, changing, just increasing the FCR is very nice on that one. Ming Song's lesson is... Oh, it's been nerfed. Okay, so I think they're trying to make it more of a staff that is used by a sorceress and less as a pre-buff staff only by doing this. Yeah, so they drop the plus skills by 1, and they increase the faster cast rate and increase the pierces. Yeah, so they really want this staff to be used as a sorceress staff, which, you know, makes sense. Honestly, as a universal pre-buff stick, it's kind of weird. I mean, to be fair, it's still pretty good, right? 6 skills for that. Yeah, but like, yeah, that's gonna be really good. Rib Cracker now, 30% faster cast rate. Steel Carapace. Oh, Rib Cracker has cast rate? Oh, I guess it has to, right? Because it's a staff. Does it even really matter, though, that it gets cast rate? I don't know. Probably not. Steel Carapace. Maybe you can, like, make some kind of melee sorceress with this. Yeah, it's just because of the staff mod. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what it's. Blah, 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 blah. Black Hades. Gladiator's Bane. Ooh, yeah. It's taking down some of those crazy, crazy amounts of attacker takes damage. Yeah, makes sense. K. Higgins rolls 1 to 2 skills. Hell yeah, let's go. K. Higgins actually has a bit more of an identity now and can actually be better than a lot of other armors. I like that one. I like that change a lot. Atma's Whale. I also like that change, especially for like an energy sealed sorceress. That is going to be huge. Look at all that max mana. Tyrell's Might has been boosted again. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, let's go. Tyrell's Might is insanely strong, as it should be. I thought it maybe still needed a small boost, so that's good. Rock Fleece. Better the early game if you roll it better. Sweet. Alright, so a lot of these are just, you know, improving mid-game, early-game options. Like, it seems to be a very big theme throughout almost all the items. What is this? What's going on here? Okay. Maybe use it as, like, melee armor. Two throw. Yep, that's a little crazy damage. On the attacker takes damage. Halberd's Rain. Halberd's Rain. Physical damage reduction increased to 10 to 15%. Okay. Interesting. Overlord's Helm. Okay. I like this a lot, actually. Halberd's Ring getting buffed, that's good. I feel like it still needed a bit more help, so... especially to compete with, like, Crown of Ages, right? Oh, they're nerfing... So that's how they're gonna nerf Crown of Ages, eh? Ah, okay. So now you can't just put on a Crown of Ages and get 100% curse reduction that easily. At least not all the time. Unless you have an insane one. No, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. It's increasing item options, and it's also increasing the value of curse reduction, like on the new crafts and on the slams. Steel Shade MF removed. What? What? Why? Was it really that broken? I actually don't know about that one. I would have been okay if that one stayed. Okay. I mean, I guess Steel Shade is cementing its identity as a max block helm, I guess, then at that point, because now there's no reason to use it for general purpose, I suppose. Okay. Medusa's Gaze. Okay. That's mostly a softcore thing, I think, because you don't use that much on hardcore anyway, but I guess they're making it a little bit higher to use, so it's not used on, like, every Cold Sorceress build. I guess this is, like, an indirect nerf to a Cold Sorceress. So, they didn't nerf Frost Nova directly, but Medusa's Gaze is, like, #1 Frost Nova shield, and they're nerfing the... They're trying to make it to where Frost Nova Sorceresses now have to put more points into strength to use it. So it's like a way to make the Frost Nova Sorceresses lose their survivability a bit, so to compensate for the fact that... Oh, it has more block too. Oh, I guess it isn't that much of an indirect nerf then. Okay, gotcha. So now you can also get max block on it as well. Oh, so you can get max block even easier with the Aegis and the ward changes. That's a good point. And that also helps Spirit Ward as well, right? That's a good point. That's a really good point. Medusa's Gaze. Okay, so I still feel like Frost Nova Sorc still needs a bit of a nerf then. Like, I feel like it should go back to Season 1 levels, but I'm not sure. There's no change on it. Well, we'll check this stuff, though. Shaco has been nerfed. Wow. I like it, though. You know why I like it? Because this helm is still used on, like, almost way too many characters. So, making this thing a little less automatically insanely strong, not a bad idea. Also, it makes it more exciting when you actually get, like, a good Shaco, you know? Because, like, 3 to 5% DR is like, whatever. This actually matters quite a bit. Okay. I like it. I think that's good. I think it's good to nerf Shaco a bit. If you're going to hit Shaco, that's probably where you want to hit it at this point. Crown of Thieves. Magic Find. Oh, yes. Finally. Dude, this item was such suckage the last, like, couple seasons. And no one ever wanted to use this piece of garbage. And it has Magic Find now. And you can use it on a melee character or put it on a mercenary. I like that a lot. That's a really good change. Valkyrie Wing. Hell yeah. Undead Crowns. Okay, so they're further cementing Undead Crown as a early game Necromancer helm, but it already kind of was. Small changes here. Decreasing ranges isn't a bad thing most of the time, in my opinion. Unless, of course, it's like part of the item's identity. Valkyrie Wing. No. Demon Horn's Edge. No. Very good. I like this, yeah. I like this a lot. Demon Horn's Edge might actually be pretty solid with this. Yeah. Because now... Well... That might not even be enough, but... It's going in the right direction. We'll see. Steel Skull. Steel Skull, Steel Skull. Because that's a high-level helm. Steel Skull... Okay, so... I like this, actually. Yeah, it's a nice buff for Steel Skull. I like it. Yeah, I do. Shaco nerf. Yep, Shaco's getting nerfed again. And, you know, it's only a range nerf, so Shaco can still be just as strong as it was last season, but you have to get perfect rolls now. Demon Horn also has an insane amount of attack or takes damage, which got reworked. Oh, that's true. Good point. Maybe that's where the identity is for the item then. Ethereal's Path. Okay. I think that's one of the declone items. I don't know. Sandstorm Trick. I've never seen those, so. Okay. Silkweaves, yes. Wow. Dude, there's still... Hotspurs, man. This is getting beaten on. I know why, though. I know why it's getting beaten on. But, you know, I almost feel like this isn't necessary because, like, with Water Walks and max fire corruption, I don't know. Whatever. I mean, I get it. You know, they're trying to make this to where this isn't, like, an automatic declone item. I get it. I definitely do. Silkweaves, 20% max mana. Ooh, I like that a lot, actually. Energy Shield Nova Sorks. This is even more, even better than it was already. It's more cemented as a Nova Sork item. I like it. Steel Rend, increase. Steel Rend, attack takes damage. Soul Drainers, Leech, Physical Pierce. Okay, so I like the Steel Rend changes a lot. Buffing Steel Rend is good, and the fact that it now has attacker takes damage definitely improves its power just overall. Soul Drainers. Okay. Soul Drainers, they reduce the leech, they reduce the physical pierce, and they reduced everything. Wow, what a huge nerf. And honestly, it deserves it, because if you're going to put physical pierce on gloves and you're not going to put physical pierce on the other gloves, then what's going to happen is people are only going to want to use Soul Drainers on physical damage dealers. So, yeah, it makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. It was super OP in the last season. That might not even be enough. With the physical pierce still on it, this still might be used 90% of the time. This might even have to be like physical pierce like 3 to 5% even, but I don't know. We'll see. Blade Buckle. Blade Buckle has 5% physical damage reduction. Oh, you increase the life drain on them? Oh, cool. So they increase the life drain penalty. Oh, so you're really trying to make those gloves hard to use. If you want that physical pierce, you're gonna have to suffer, and you're not gonna be able to leech that much. Well, you can leech a little bit. All right. Wonder why that change was made to Blade Buckle. They must have changed something else. Bone Flame, physical damage reduction. Ooh. You better bet my hardcore necromancer, if I get one of those going this season, is going to be using a Bone Flame if I can find that sucker. Hell yeah, physical damage reduction. And the range reduction is really nice. Viseratwant. Okay. Some of these items are just kind of like whatever. Black Oak Shield. Ooh, I like that one. Oh man, Blades of Ice is going to have a field day now. Dude, the monsters are going to be so slow, they're never going to be able to move. Blades of Ice plus Black Oak Shield is going to be even more insane. Wow. That's tasty. Headhunter's Glory, 8% chance. I like all the increased chance to procs. Those are very good. I feel like these really low chance to proc things, for the most part, just don't really give the item the oomph it really needs. So that's really good. Spirit Ward, Lesser Fade, and 1% physical damage reduction per level with the Lesser Fade on Spirit Ward. So Spirit Ward's looking pretty damn good now. Dark Force Spawn, 1 to 2 curses. Wow. That's really good. That could be, yeah, I think that's pretty solid stuff on that. Giving it more of an identity of a Dark Pact shield. I feel like that's something that maybe needed to happen for Dark Force Spawn to really get that extra power. Dark Force Spawn no longer needs 20% faster hit recovery, or no longer has it. Okay, that's fine. Give it its plus skills, get rid of its hit recovery, and now it has identity, and it's not OP. Lil Zader! 11 months as a member of Xana's Attack Squad, the Ghost of the Machine, the Arcane Disciples. Chat, let's spam this Eyes of Xana in the chat for Lil Zader. Let's go. Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for that, for sure. Storm Shield, he's considering a Storm Shield nerf. I don't think you can nerf the damage reduction on Storm Shield anymore. That's the issue, though, because he's already made so many more options for damage reduction on shields. I feel like Storm Shield kind of is cemented. The identity of Storm Shield is that it's the highest damage reduction you can get. The only thing about Storm Shield is, like, if you nerf it at all, you'd have to nerf something else on it. And there are things you can nerf on it, for sure. There are things you can nerf on Storm Shield. Like, you can maybe reduce the strength from 20 to 30 to just 20. You could, I don't know. I guess you can, like, reduce the chance to block slightly on it. There's definitely things you can do to kind of make it a little bit less of a overpowering, like, DR shield. But it's still a DR shield. Nature's Peace increased from 1 to 3 to 3%. I like this, actually. The 1 to 3 felt really oppressive on the Nature's Peace. And now you get more Oak Sage, which has more life. Oh, I like this a lot, actually. Nature's Peace should be pretty solid now. The block chance is more solid on Dwarf Star. I actually really like that. It's got more of an identity as a block shield now. Storm Shield, the Lightning Thorns has been reduced. Okay. Wisp Projector. Ooh, the MF increase on Wisp Projector. Me likey. Also, less OCD numbers once again. Just like with the Ashudas. OCD people unite. The power is yours. Atmoscarab. Attacker takes damage. Yep. So they're reducing all that stuff because it's too insane with the changes. Saracen's chance, 30 to 50% enhanced damage, increased to 40 to 60%. Okay. So yeah, if you guys have missed any of my overview, by the way, and any of my thoughts on any of the changes, this will be on YouTube. We're going to go straight into testing after this, actually. So we're going to go testing the Sorceress today, particularly focusing on item and skill interaction changes. And mercenary interaction changes. All right, here we go. Saracen's chance, enhanced damage increased to 40 to 60%. I like that a lot. Really cementing that item's identity as an enhanced damage amulet. Also, I think it was nerfed last season, which it didn't need to be. I don't remember, though. Set changes. Okay, so in general, helping out those low-level sets. Not really going to go over these too much. Talrosh's armor. So I guess the general theme is that Talrosh's armor is overused and Shaco is overused, especially on sorceresses, and one way to kind of make them a little bit less overused is to make their MF bonuses a little bit less overbearing. Gotcha. Okay. I mean, you do want to make it to where these items are insanely good, but they're not, like, broken, you know, I get that. Oh yeah, for sure. I really like this a lot. Rolling 2 to 3 sockets on the Corona, huge. Also, yeah, Griswold's looking a lot better now. That's looking a lot less anemic. IK armor is also looking a lot better too with that change. Combat skills. Ondul's Almighty. Okay. Interesting. So they're trying to make that helm pretty solid in general. Picking up that set spired helm. Interesting. Might matter now. Wanen's Splendor. Okay. Attack rating. Tankreds. You know what? That's an interesting change because the Ami and the boots in Tankreds give 78% magic find, which means that if you have this on top of it with the damage reduction, you could actually have a really tanky Sorc that has magic find. I like it. Oh, they buffed Laying of Hands. Well, I mean, they originally nerfed it from 300 to 50% to 100 to 150. So I don't hate that. I didn't feel like I ever had to use Laying of Hands on my characters, so now it has 150 to 200. I feel like this does improve its identity a bit more, especially against like maybe Uber bosses. It's not a bad thing. Wanting's Blessing, Sivers, Sorceress, Iron Fist, Saigon's. Ooh, nice, Saigon's buffs, Tancred's buffs. Yep, all these nice low-level set changes. I like the reduce of the range on the Alder's Rhythm. One socket's kind of silly. Wanen's Dangan's Teaching. 23% chance to cast level. Ooh, wow. Huh. For lower levels, that could be sick, especially with Vengeance, potentially. Griswold's Redemption. Oh, there we go. 3 to 4 sockets. Yeah, I always wondered why they reduced the max sockets on this item to 3 anyway. So I like to see that it's back 3 to 4. So for those of you guys that don't know, Griswold's weapon is already 3 to 4 on vanilla. So this is back to vanilla values, basically. I mean, they don't say that here, but this is back to vanilla values, which, you know, I don't really see why they nerfed it to begin with, so makes sense to me. Nodge's Puzzler. 50% cast rate instead of 30%. Ooh, well, yeah. Oh, wow. Check that out. This teleport staff is going to be a sick teleport staff now. Look at that teleport staff. I actually really like that. Mobility staff OP. Arcana's Death Wand. Alright, so all these, you know, things get the FCR. Okay, FCR staves. Nice. They're still buffing the Volcathos set. It was already decent last season, but now I think it might actually be in a even better place. I don't know. Might even have to improve the rolls a bit more, like 325 to 375, but it's looking okay. Eisenhart's Lightbrand, 2%. Talrosh's Lilith's Eye. Okay, so people actually might want to actually use the Talrosh's weapon now because it actually has more FCR. They buffed a Talrosh's set item. Wow. I thought I'd never see the day. I guess that's like always been seen as one of the more useless ones though, so that makes sense. Like this one doesn't get used enough. Griswold's. Where's the Griswold's armor? Is there any change to Griswold's armor? Did I miss it? Someone mentioned a Griswold's armor in the chat. I didn't see one though. I think it's a buff and not a nerf. I don't know. It's a buff to full towels, but it's a nerf to 3-piece towels for sure. So now full towels is looking a lot better than like 3-piece towels, 100%. I think that's the intention there. Runeword weapon changes. All right, here we go. Rune words. These are big, guys. This makes and breaks the game in some ways. In a lot of ways, especially for trading. All right. Doom has faster cast rate in staves, but no longer has prevent monster heal in staves. Okay. That's really cool. Doom and a staff. Oh, baby. Frostova. Wait, what? Where's your control FDH? What do you mean? This? I have my control F. Do you want me to do something? You want me to find something like Riz armor? No, there's no armor. There's no armor changes. Someone mentioned an armor change. That's the weapon, and that's the helm. All right, Cold Pierce. Yeah, that makes sense a lot. I was actually kind of concerned about this, reducing the Cold Pierce on Doom. If you can make that in a staff, especially, having that on top of Infinity on a Cold Sword might be busted as crap can be. So, that might still be busted. I'm not sure. Doom can be made in staves and swords. 5% chance. Okay. Spirit can now be made in staves. What? You can make a spirit and a staff? And it gives another skill and a staff. Wow. I actually really like that. That's kind of cool. Dude, gotta pick up some staves, buddy. Man, leveling up with new characters, like doing some like new character progressions is going to be quite interesting with this. Not just twinking the characters, but also like just untwinked progression. Like, look at this stuff. It's so good. Insight has to be 10 to 20 all attributes instead of 5. Okay, so I like the spirit changes. I like the doom changes. Might be broken. Don't know. I also like that it can be made in a staff and a sword, usable on Act 3 mercenaries. That is really cool potentially with a cold mercenary. But I have a feeling that's not what you're going to want to use, though. At least not in a cold sword. I have a feeling. Insight. Attributes instead of 5. Enhanced damage instead of the other one. Wait, really? So they're making Insight weaker. The aura is already kind of weak. But it's giving it more attributes because it can be made in a scepter. Oh, so now you can put Insight on an Act 3 mercenary. Oh. That's cool, actually. Infinity can be made in staves. Infinity can make... Yes, so, wait. Wait. Infinity also gets that much a cast rate in a staff? So you're saying if I make Infinity in an Archon staff, you know, theoretically, and I get 85% faster cast rate in the staff, and I get the negative light res, and I get the conviction aura. I'm curious to see how broken this is. Infinity Cyclone armor charges have been replaced with Cyclone armor. This could be very broken. I'm not sure how broken, and I'm not sure if it is broken, but I think it could be extremely broken. This might be the most broken thing in the entire patch notes, but we have yet to test it. So remember, this is pre-testing. Initial thoughts, pre-testing. These are initial thoughts on the patch notes. Pride's rune words 4% enhanced damage to demons per level, replaced with 3% enhanced damage. Okay. I actually like that. Now Pride actually has damage, so now the mercenary can actually leech with that. I like it. Yes! Last Wish is strong! Oh, dude, I love this a lot, actually. Let's go. I don't know about the charge bolt, actually, but then again, that's going to look freaking cool using that. If you use that with Zeal, that's the sound it's going to make. Constant, like, bolts just spreading out everywhere. It's going to be smash. Smash land. That's nice. 85 FCR. Yeah, that looks a little broken to me, but I don't know. 85 FCR Infinity. Let's go. With floors being reduced. I don't know. I'm skeptical of that one. Fury. I think it might be a little broken. Silence. Enhanced damage. Increased to 300 to 400% enhanced damage. From 200%. Huh. Interesting. Have we started testing yet? We're about to. I know, some of you guys are waiting for me to start testing. We're getting very close to the end of the patch notes. Silences, I honestly, it's taken a while to get through these because I'm giving my thoughts as well. So it's like, silences enhance damage. That's pretty good. Silence, no, don't worry though, we're already in the server though, so I even made a character too, so we have the Sorceress ready to go. Silence is in, well, we didn't make the items, but we have a Sorceress ready to go, so you'll see what items I'm making, and you guys can see the builds as well as we're making them. Silence being made into a attacker takes damage weapon, perhaps? Perhaps? By the way, do the level Thorns auras stack? So, like, let's say I use that Thorns aura with Bramble. Does that stack? It should, like Dreams, right? Does it stack? Would that stack? I think that would stack. Very increased, that's interesting. Also, nerfing the rest of it. I mean, they're kind of like enhancing. Peculiar stuff. Okay. Fury increased. Enhanced damage, enhanced damage. Fury now has indestructible. Okay. Huh. Sork did win Battle of the Pit, yes. Crescent Moon Lightning Pierce. Ooh. Okay. But it could be made in a claw. Oh. So like for Claws of Thunder. Crescent Moon at 7%. Chance of Crescent. Okay, so now it has higher chance of casting Static Field, which lowers light res anyway. Oh. Interesting. So they're kind of changing the purpose of Crescent Moon. But that does mean that I think in general it's not going to be as good for like a Dreamidin or like a Holy Shockadin. Unless there's something I'm missing. Yeah, I think it would help with lightning traps too. I think they're trying to make it a claw runeword, not what it was before, which is kind of just like a catch-all lightning pierce runeword. Okay. By the way, Fury, they did exactly what we suggested in my community to change with Fury chat. Let's give them a round of applause for this one. I like this change a lot. That enhanced damage and indestructible, that is huge, which means now it can be made in F claws. F claws. That means you can have an F Chaos and an F Fury. That's exactly what I was looking for in Season 2, and it happened in Season 3. Let's go. Black can be made in claws. GG. King's Grace can be made in claws, alright? Just making more options for martial sins. I like it, actually. You know what? If you can make King's Grace and Black in claws, that means you can destroy Ubers with those claws. Low-level Uber-killing martial sins. Might be more of a thing, especially a Tiger Strike. We're going to have to see, though. Lawbringer can now be made in claws. Okay. Oh, okay. Amplify damage. Oh, it finally got its amplify damage fix. Nice. And now it can be made in claws. Whew, I like this stuff, man. I like this stuff a lot. Steel can be made in claws. I like these changes. Pattern Rune Word. More damage. Not a bad thing for assassins. Lots of good assassin changes. Breath of the Dying. Vanilla values have been restored. There's definitely a lot of vanilla values still being restored to the items, which I think is a good thing because, like with Faith, it's the same thing. Well, Faith actually is still not at vanilla values, but it's closer, which is down here. Faith getting buffed, Jaw Rune getting buffed, Zod Rune getting buffed, Infinity getting buffed, Bur Rune getting buffed, Cham Rune getting buffed. Olmrun getting buffed, Lorun getting buffed, Jalrun getting buffed. So guys, if the staves are this powerful, I'm predicting 5 high runes per Burrune. I said that before like a couple weeks ago. I'm going to have to see how strong they are though. It might not stay like that. Just saying. Especially after we get to breaking the crap out of these things. I got ideas already. My builds. I like the Lawbringer. I like the Lawbringer change a lot, actually. Yeah, I like them. I like all the fact you can make these things in claws. Like they're still improving the whole like martial arts progression arc, and they're also bringing in more things into the martial arts progression arc. Even for lightning builds too. So it's not all the fun isn't just with the fire builds and like fire lizards, talons, and things like that. So they're diversifying these rune words. It's really good stuff. Dragon rune word now allows you to summon an additional Hydra. What? Okay, so Dragon Scale plus Dragon Rune Word. Is it viable? Stay tuned. Okay. Wrath Rune Word. 30% chance to cast Amplify damage increased at 60%. Wow. Okay. Talk about an Amplify cast bow. Holy shit. I guess putting this on your Mercenary is not a bad idea now. It's an expensive rune word. It requires a Burrune, if I can recall. So Burrune got buffed again. There, it's very good. Got to buff the Burrune. In all places it can possibly be buffed. It's a meme, chat. It's definitely a meme. It's coming. Would you ever consider using it on a swap? Yeah, I would. Yeah, it was 60%. I would. Mercenary using it looks good too, especially if the Mercenary can do Strafe. So Mercenaries can use Strafe now, which is like the first change in the entire patch notes. So what I'm thinking is if you put Wrath on a Mercenary with Strafe, and then you just get like amp like through everything. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen on that one. That's what I think is going to be the major usage. Major usage of that. That's all I'm going to say. Phoenix, 12% Fireball proc, increased to 20%. Oh, okay, so they're making Phoenix better in a weapon. They don't have to make it better in a shield because they buffed Redemption, so that's good. So that's an indirect buff to the Jaw rune words again. So Jaw's getting buffed, Burr's getting buffed. Burr's getting buffed even more. I know that the Jaw's getting help, which is really good. But I feel like it's going to be like Jaw 2 high runes and then Burr like 5 high runes. That's what I think is going to happen here, based on what I'm looking at, but we'll see. Chaos rune word, at least for trading. If you guys are trading, I'm not trading this season. I'm doing solo self-found, but if you're trading, beware. Beware of the prices. They're coming. Voice of Reason could be made in bows. Enhanced damage to undead change from. Oh, that's pretty good. Chaos rune word. I actually like Voice of Reason. It's a really fun rune word with Frozen Orb. Chaos. Oh, okay. So they're just making it even better for Whirlwind. I like that. Yes, Leaf is back. Yay, Leaf is back to vanilla values 3+. Let's go. I like that one. Faith rune word. Faith got buffed. I like this a lot. That's a buff to a Jaw rune word. Jaw rune words are definitely getting buffed though, chat. So Jaw should not be useless anymore this season. I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's good stuff. White rune word. Good. Eternities. You may now summon an additional 3 revives increased to 6. Huh. Well, we got Blood Raven's charge and we have revives on Eternity. But do revives do enough damage for it to matter? That's what I'm still wondering about the revives. No changes to the revives in the Necromancer section, so I'm still scratching my head on those. White rune word change 2 to 3 bone armor from 1 to 3. Very good. Added 25 charges of level 4 Oak Sage back to Heart of the Oak. Hey! Cool. I like that, actually. You know what? Hodo was kind of, especially with all those buffs to the rest of the Sorceress weapons and all the other weapons, I feel like Heart of the Oak maybe needed some more love again, so that's not a bad idea. And especially with as tanky as those oaks are, it's not that bad. When enhanced damage increases from Wind Rumored. Oh, wow. Wind? Holy freaking crap on that wind, man. Rabies? Rabies is nice. Rabies is looking really solid still. Nothing wrong with Rabies. They didn't nerf it or anything. They're still super strong last season. Sir L. Okay, so making it back to its normal rune, but it still requires a Sir rune, which is insanely expensive anyway. But now it's a bow that has an insane amount of enhanced damage. Can you put it in a bow? I don't remember what you can do with wind. Wind could be cool. Anything? That's a lot of damage. Brand Rune Word. 35% chance to cast, to amp. Yes! Yes! This is actually something from Vanilla that I always wanted to have even higher chance to proc on this thing. Now that's something I would use on swap. So you guys were asking about Wrath on swap? No, Wrath goes on the Act 1 Mercenary. Brand goes on your weapon swap. And now, if you're on a Fury Druid, you swap to this real quick and you proc amp with that 65%. My Brand Proca Fury Druid is real now. Really real. Like on Vanilla, it was already strong as crap. But this was a bow. It's hella strong. I'm excited. Death plus 12 to Blood Golem plus 18. Okay. Making it not as squishy. Yeah, it's pretty squishy. Memories. Oh, okay. Interesting. Guess as a staff now with all that FCR buff too, Memory should have pretty decent use as like an energy shield sorceress staff. Early game too. It's a nice early game option for sure. Plague now has 20% faster cast rate. Oh, wow. So now you can get that lower res proc from being struck on any weapon. I see that being very useful for like Martial Sins and Vengeance Paladin. Or even an Aura Paladin. I don't know what you guys think. Like Holy Shock or something like that. Could be useful. Plague's Poison Pierce has been reduced to 20%. Okay, so not quite as much of an identity as a poison usage, but considering that Death's Web's Poison Pierce was nerfed, this does make some sense. Plague having more Poison Pierce than Death's Web doesn't really feel right under any conditions, so I think that's what they're doing there. Rune Word armor changes. Okay, so we got the Rune Word weapons out of the way. Alright, life per kill reduction on Bramble. Yeah, I saw that when I answered Senpai's stream earlier. That one is... yeah, so they're trying to make it to where it's more risk-reward. You can't just jump around like a crazy person on a Noah Necro and just blow up everything instantly and without any risk to your health. Makes sense. Stealth, faster hit recovery, and faster cast rate. Ooh, I like that actually. And keeping the faster run walk the same is fine, because that means Blink Bats has a bit of an identity, right? This means that the casters get a bit more help early game. I kind of like that, because early game casters just felt really clunky, especially with this. So, especially with if they keep the Sorceress teleport nerfs, like this is so important for that early caster progression. So getting Stealth a little bit of its power back is a pretty big deal. Smoke, all resistance changed from 30 to 50. Now that being said, of course, picking up random blue and rare armors is now better, so it's not as necessary, but it does help it out. All resistances changed from 30 to 50%. Okay. So it could have the vanilla value on it. No, it's good. To be transparent, the poison change was made because the item ran out of affix slots in the code, so I had to combine the FCR into one stat and make them shared values. Oh, well, I mean, it wasn't a bad idea for other reasons too, I suppose, right, Senpai? Wealth. increased. That's, I like the full transparency. That's good. Wealth increased from 2 to +4 on the mana per kill. I like that. You could potentially use that as a Novus Sorc, or, there's definitely other things you can use that for as well early game. And it gives you 100 MF, so, okay. Enigma! Enigma, chat. This is the big one. This is the big one. Enigma. Wow. Excuse me. Enigma. Alright, so a lot of people in my stream know how I feel about this. Honestly, I feel like for LOD content, giving Enigma its full power back wouldn't be a problem, because you don't need it in maps anyway because they're super dense. You walk into a map, you just start shredding enemies. Having Enigma for its teleport wouldn't be a bad thing. That being said, though, as an alternative on our feedback document, I put just buffing it in these ways that they did. So I agree with these changes 100%. I don't know if it also got a life per kill. I don't know if it ended up getting life per kill, but if it didn't, that's fine. The way I see it is this is going in the right direction. Enigma having more mobility and being focused as a mobility armor. That is good stuff and is going to help Jaw Rune, but it's also a buff to Burr Rune, so keep in mind that there's a lot of buffs to Jaw Rune, but there's also a lot of buffs to Burr Rune. So Burr and Jaw are now getting like extremely important. And Sur Rune by extension with some of these Sur Rune buffs as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of the costs of like Sur, Burr, and Jaw kind of run away from the rest of the runes. At least based on what I've seen so far. If you guys are looking for like trading advice, it's kind of what's going to happen there, I think. I don't know. Watched out! I know. I love Enigma. I like Enigma, though, and I've been using Enigma anyway, but I like the fact now that it's a bit smoother transitions for the teleporting, at least. With 5 charges, you could feasibly teleport to a farming area, almost. It's getting there. Dragon Runeward now has level 12 Holy Fire Aura instead of level 14. Okay, I mean, this makes sense. I think the Dragon Pally was still slightly overtuned, so that's fine. Dragon Runeward now allows you to summon an additional Hydra. That's good stuff. Gloom's Trap. Or Gloom. Oh, the rune word Gloom. Okay, yeah, Gloom's kind of cool. That's a good rune word. Getting that buff there. Prudence having 30 FCR. Wow. Really? Huh. So it has as much FCR as Viper Magi. So if you can just find a Mal rune and a Tur, you got res and you got FCR. Well, it's an easy way to get a Viper Magi without finding one, but also it doesn't have a skill on it, so it's like a cheaper version of getting a Viper Magi, and it's an easy way to use a Mal rune early on. Right, but that is nice though. I kind of like that. It's getting some help. Bone Rune Word. I like how they balanced everything too. Like everything looks really balanced just in general. Like they're thinking about a lot of like skill interactions in the game. There should be a really, really good patch for Season 3 when it comes out. Of course, we're going to be testing all of it, so which we're getting to very soon, apparently, because we're almost out of patch notes. Bone Rune Word chance. 30% chance to cast Bone Spear. Huh. On casting? Or on striking with a Necromancer? Then Treachery is nerfed hard. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, dude, Prudence is sick. You could get a ton of defense on that thing too, yeah. Yeah. Alright, anyway. Prudence is sick. Bone Runeword. I like that. So Bone is that Necromancer Runeword. It gives the 2+ Necromancer skills. Enlightenment now has a solid 2 Sorc skills and 20 FCR. Wow. Bro. Enlightenment. People might actually want to make this now on an early game Sorceress. Huh. Well. Peace. Additional Valkyrie? Huh, that's not a bad idea. I kind of like that. Cements a bit more identity for the item. It's that 2 Amazon armor. 2 Paladin armor has been reverted to the previous rune combination on vanilla. 75% chance to cast level 25 Holy Bolt. Wow. So wait, does that mean if you like melee with this, it's going to cast 3 Holy Bolts? Because it's hitting that 25 breakpoint for the Holy Bolts? Guess so. That's actually kind of nutty. That could be pretty strong. Huh. Could be, I'd say like on some kind of like melee den that uses this, getting the Holy Bolts, that means you get a lot of magic damage on top of the like elemental damage. Endless Hail. Yeah, you could use it on other things too, potentially. Of course, it's non-synergy though, so it's not going to be insanely strong. Kind of have to keep that in mind. It's probably better on a paladin with the plus skills. Treachery has 30% chance to cast level 15 Lesser Fade when struck. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, so it doesn't interfere with the assassin's fade anymore. So an assassin can... Wow, you can actually use Treachery on an assassin. Huh. What a concept. The assassin skill armor on an assassin. Because the fade finally doesn't interfere with the fade on the build. Oh, okay. Cool. We got it, guys. That's a good one. I like that one a lot. Prop builds also can be scaled via the new large charms now. New large charms. Did I miss something somewhere? So Senpai, what is still missing off of these patch notes? Just tell me, like, what do you plan to change that's not on the patch notes yet? Because I'm just curious. Oh, you forgot to add them. Okay. Is there anything else, like corruption changes, or is there anything else in general? What's the difference from lesser and regular fade? Lesser fade is like a weaker version of it, essentially. That lasts a lot less time compared to regular fade, so the duration's a lot lower. It's just a weaker version of fade. There's only one item I still think that casts that though, which is Spirit Word, which is fine. Lesser Fade still casts on Spirit Word, and Spirit Word can still roll Assassin skills, so that's a bit of a clash there on Spirit Word. But besides that, I think for the rest of the fades, it's pretty good. Treachery no longer 30% chance to cast level 25 Psychic Hammer. Wait, that means you're going to be able to knock things back with it. So you can stun and knock back enemies with a martial build with this. When struck. That's cool, actually. Alright, so Treachery now, using it on an assassin looks like a pretty strong idea now, to be honest. Okay, I like this. I like this a lot. But it's no longer a mercenary. It's not a mercenary armor at all, though. So this is no longer something you put on a mercenary for any reason, I don't think. Okay. Dreams, well, you can, but... I mean, there's so many better options now. Dream! Yay! Dream has more magic, fine, and resistance. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, okay. I mean, the aura's... I don't know. I still feel like the aura could be a bit higher, but it's okay. I think those are good changes. Just buffing the jaw rune word. Holy crap. Jaw rune word. Can't talk. I am uploading my patch notes thoughts to YouTube. We are recording. Yes, sir. You are on YouTube. Have fun. We've been recording for 3 hours, so it's a lot of thoughts. So people can watch them myself, and they can see what I'm thinking about these and what kinds of interactions are going to come from them. I also am talking about how the items and the skills interact with the items and other things so that you guys can understand how the builds are going to change. That is, in general, the idea of this. So, I don't think Senpai would want to do that because he doesn't want to guide the community necessarily. But I'm a content creator, so I can talk about these things all I want. That's my job. So, We don't do anything with the wiki. That's up to the community. Yes, that's correct. Oh, you added large terms at the top. Okay. Let me check the large term changes. Are there any other changes that are major? Okay, so there's still some things you're working on. Are there going to be any changes to like corruptions this season, or is it still the corruptions seem solid to be honest? Oh, you just forgot the large changes, large terms. Okay, that's fine. Good to know. Dreams, Magic Find. Yeah, I'm also kind of doing a review of it, right? So I'm helping Senpai with reviewing his patch notes changes here. Exile. Damn. Exile was already
tell that I'll be your best friend in this forsaken
Let me tell you something about this. This is gonna be, if you want to do physical Zealer or something of that manner against like Declone, it's gonna be a bit better now, like that 100% like Ubers. So Zealer was already insanely strong. This is a small buff to Zealers. Wow. Okay, Zealer's gonna be sick, even more sick. Okay, that's cool. That's if you make the Exile though. As you should on a Zealer. Still the same build, I think. I don't think we're going to be testing Zealer, though, because there's not enough changes to the Zealer. The Zealer is still S tier in terms of, like, Uber and declone killing type stuff, and it's still going to be, like, you know, probably, like, A tier or, like, bottom A tier for mapping, so I don't really see that changing. So that's good. Splendors, 15 to 30% Magic Find, increased to 20 to 30%. Oh, okay. I like that. Alright, that's it! Wow! Overall, guys, I think all the rune words have been changed in very, very good ways. Rune words that exist. Famine isn't mentioned, but it's going to be really good for Vengeance as well. And so will any of those other, like, cold damage, or just damage ones, like Gimmer Shred and Barner's Star. There's going to be a lot of other cool stuff. The item changes, the set changes. Honestly, so many more items seem a lot more useful now. Woo! Huh, pretty nice stuff. I didn't see anything about Stormspire. Stormspire is still kind of in a weird place. Making Stormspire usable on a Zon, like being able to use like a polearm as a spear, for instance, or changing the class of the Stormspire to spear class would be pretty cool. I didn't see anything about Stormspire in the items. There's a bunch of... all the items look pretty solid, though. I like a lot of these changes. They're trying to compensate for increases of power. New crafts, increases of power on like rare and blue items. Skill changes are really good. There might be a couple that I see could be missing, and maybe some that they still need to work on in the future, but obviously there's only so much they can do in that regard at a time. I love the MF crafts. They might even be OP. And... alright. Oh, I rolled past the charms. Where's the charms at? At the top of the normal items? Let's talk about the charms. Oh, I rolled past Stormspire. Okay, let me... Stormspire. Oh. Oh. Huh. I guess this is a mercenary weapon now? I guess. The only... oh, wait. With the change on the Infinity Staff... wait. I'm 5 heading right now, chat. Act 2 Mercenary. On the Infinity Staff. Let's go. Oh, Stormspire is actually going to get used now. Holy shit. I missed it, too. I didn't even talk about it. What the hell? No! How did I miss that one? I just scrolled past it. Rip. Okay, I actually missed it. Well, it's a good thing we got that one there. Ooh, that's a big one, actually. If I didn't talk about that one would be kind of sad. So where are the charms at? Where are the charms at? Where are the charms at? charms. Try a refresh. Yeah, I might need to refresh the document. Ah, there they are. Okay. So these are the last changes that Senpai just added in just a second ago. And they look like they could be. They could still be broken though. Not sure. Large charms can now spawn several new mods. What? Wait. So what does this mean? Is this adding like fire damage? So let's say you're a fireball sorc. Would this add fire damage? Magic damage. So it is like the percent on facets. Oh, that's crazy actually. Okay. And it looks like you guys decided against adding magic facets for like Pierce on magic builds. Maybe that would get out of hand, right? I don't know. Probably. You have to give up skillers, right? Well, large terms are still good early game though, right? So if you don't have skillers, these are going to be nice. I don't know if maybe they do exceed skillers to some extent. I'm actually curious if this would actually make the large terms so strong that they even overshadow the skillers. But I'm not sure. I'm going to want to test this. This is interesting stuff. I mean, I'm sure they looked at this stuff. I don't exactly know how they interact like with... I'm looking at how it boosts all forms of damage. Yeah, you can roll like a 35 life large charm with 3 damage. Exactly. Pierce might have been better. Pierce might have been OP. Pierce might be OP. I don't know. This is definitely something that needs to be tested, though, for sure. Alright, chat. YouTube chat, everyone. Holy crap. Senpai and his team have done an insane amount of work. And we are going to want to get and dive into testing this stuff, which, of course, you guys can catch on my stream at www.twitch.tv/darkhumility. 6 to 7 days a week of variety Diablo 2 content. We're going to be going hard on Hardcore PD2 Season 3, Solo Self-Found. Coming up here for this next season, of course, we'll play D2R when it's out as well. No problem. GG stuff. Thank you to all the hard work they have done. I am looking very much forward to testing out a lot of these changes, or all the changes if I can. Any changes that are huge, significant. We're going to be mostly focusing on late game, so not early game. So all the changes that seem to make sense to test in late game, which includes testing builds that got buffed and nerfed and everything else to kind of see where everything is at. I do plan on releasing a tier list video at the end of this closed beta as well, where I go over, or at least near the end of it, maybe not the very end, where we go over all of the late game like mapping power stuff and try to rank the builds and the skills in their relative like power. So S tier would be overpowered slightly, and A tier would be like balanced, and B tier and everything else. And then everything else below would not be very good for that. Of course, we'll also talk about whether or not the skill is meant for mapping. So if the skill is meant for being super strong in other situations, we'll talk about that as well. Of course, I think this is going to be the most balanced PD2 ever, though. Some of the items look a little concerning, but we'll, of course, test them out, of course. And there might not be too much of a tiers. I mean, most abilities might just be A tier, and it looks like there's not going to be nearly as much crazy broken builds as there were last season. This season is definitely shaping up to be even better than the last 2 seasons before it, if you can believe it. So highly recommend trying out Project Diablo 2 as well. Make sure, of course, to go to projectdiablo2.com if you want to check out this game and download it for yourself. We are in closed beta right now, so you can't do that unless you contribute to their servers, which you can do from their website. GG stuff, guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Love the opportunity to be able to test these things and to help you guys out and to help you guys understand all the fun stuff that you can do with these items and these changes. And, of course, if you guys have watched my streams from previous seasons just to see how strong stuff was before. Anyway, I got to get going. We got work to do. We got lots of work to do. Got work to do. Got to make sure that this stuff is as wonderful as it looks, and we're going to see how it actually looks when it's played at the highest level. So check out that stuff in my stream, and of course look out for that tier list if you guys want some information about how relatively strong these things are and what they're good at doing. So let's go. Dark Humility. Over and out. See you guys next time. Let's get it.